much different gets mocked by the Inquirer. At least they put in one thing there that I think is a mockery. Let me tell you about that first. It was in a tough location, but the Bible Group of America set up this faith and discovery. You can't call it a museum. It was very interactive over at the corner of Fifth and Market. I was there twice for special events. Loved the people that were part of it. And the idea was how much to encapsulate it of a role religion played in the founding and in the great moments of America. Is there any doubt about that? Oh, well, according to the Inquirer, they call that a fairy tale, one of their editorialists today. You can almost sense they're glad that it failed. We don't need any stinking Bibles in here telling us about America. We don't need that in Philadelphia, certainly. Everything is fine there. Clearly, we don't need any sense of God, morality, faith, etc. Yet they want that $1 billion a year that comes with all these tourists coming to see these historical monuments that many of them despise. If you're a progressive, you got to despise the most historic square blocks in America, without a doubt. We've seen that again and again. So putting a Bible place in there, oh my God, you can't be serious. I just think all the time, just think of the odds. The guys that ran it were just tremendous. Just think of the odds of coming into Philadelphia, and then you have to park on top of it with the most hostile enforcement units in the world.
Terrible.
Well, then, Dom, why not just take SEPTA in? Yeah, that's a good thing. Hey, kids, let's get all dressed up in our Sunday finest. We're going to the Bible in America place in downtown Philadelphia and have a nice day. And we're going to go by SEPTA. Yes. Here's your bulletproof vest. Here's your instructions if I'm wounded, who to call. It's a place that they're the ones that are a fairy tale. Progressivism is the fairy tale. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It will never work.
Didn't we go and interview some people outside the Faith and Liberty Center? Was that where Moms for Liberty was doing a event that one time, and we went down there?
Oh, no, that was the American Revolution.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry about that.
And they did pretty well early on. Then there was a downturn with the pandemic, and then post that, et cetera. I thought it was a very intriguing idea. Now, they're still there, I'm told, according to this, until March 28th, okay? So if you haven't been, the Faith and Discovery Center, it's on the corner of 5th and Market, right across from Independence Hall. And again, not an easy area to park, to put it mildly. And then public transportation, you know the difficulties with that. But if you're looking for something, particularly maybe on a weekend, on a Saturday, kids, and before it closes, they were very big with William Penn, for example. William Penn's birthday, I did an event with them. And it was around the idea of the role that religion played, without a doubt, in the founding. You know, all the other side seems to know. Every little progressive. Do I get an A? Separation of church and state. Thomas Jefferson. You take that. Give me an A. The deepness and the richness of the...
who are you channeling there?
A third grade progressive kid, like the kid who said his last name when DJ and I were coaching in a league that I won't name, and we mispronounced it, and he said it, you say it this way. Next! He could have thrown 95 through a brick wall. And I said, we're not picking him. We'll win without him. Wait till we play this kid. But I only got 3 pitches. We only needed 1, kid. Get out of here. All right. So yeah, the Faith and Discovery Museum, a lot was put into that. If you've been there, I'd love to hear from you. We did a couple of events there around that and how they meshed the history of the country with religion. It wasn't shove it down your throat, anything. I mean, look at William Penn. Look what they were trying to do to William Penn here recently. All right, so let's start, though, with the ongoing story. Now, look, even if you're a Trump fan, diehard supporter, Trump mangles things. I mean, That's the issue. We've talked about this, and it's an advantage when it comes to the issue on abortion. But the media is flat out, the headlines here about what he said in Ohio about bloodthirsty, bloodbath, and yeah, bloodbath. In addition to which, they started referencing, I want to play the guy that references Charlottesville. This is one of the Biden operatives, Michael Tyler. This is cut 8E. And also Michael Wrestlers. They dug him up. He had to come right out of the bullpen. Beschlos. We're going to need an historian here who's biased. Let's bring him in. Here's Tyler, though. And look, Trump did say this. Now, you remember, very few American presidents would have made any comment as what was going on in Charlottesville. And again, Trump could have taken some time and then stuck to a talking point. But what he said is that I agree with. I would have said it more specifically. There were actually 4 groups of people there that day. There were the animals on either side. And that's what they are, animals on either side. The tiki boy animals, and then the progressive animal mob on the other side. But intermixed with that were people who legitimately believe that the statue of Lee should remain there, and those that didn't think it should be there. He used the phrase very fine people, which, is an awkward phrase, but that's what he was getting at. He said on both sides. I would have said there were 4 different groups there, at least in Charlottesville. So listen to Tyler, the Bush administration, Biden administration, trying to capitalize with the media in full froth. And even today, they won't come away from, well, let's play what he said. That some people may not have heard it. This bloodbath for the auto industry. Let's play 8A. Here's what Trump said.
30 years, 34% of the automobile manufacturing business in our country, think of it, went to Mexico. China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. A friend of mine, all he does is build car manufacturing plants. He's the biggest in the world. I mean, honestly, I joke about it. He can't walk across the street. In that way, he's like Biden.
All right. Trying to disentangle that, try to say exactly what is meant from what's not. And, this is the ancient problem here. But clearly, without a doubt, a lot of the context is around the auto industry and a bloodbath. And he didn't say, my followers are going to create a bloodbath if I'm not elected. What he was saying, a bloodbath for the country. And the only thing he says there is the auto industry, meaning it will be a bloodbath. And people use that term. I guess it's another term you can't use now around this unless you're a progressive.
But as Politico.com reports tonight on the, quote, bloodbath at the RNC,
Headlines calling it a, quote, bloodbath. Be a bloodbath. Not only is it going to be a bloodbath, but after they leave New Hampshire, it's a bloodbath on her home turf. That's really tough. Trump has left a lot of corpses in his wake. I mean, we can count the bodies as part of the, quote, MAGA drive to take over Maricopa County. And the headline refers to it as an impending bloodbath.
All right. So there's, enough of throwing the word around and et cetera, but particularly when it appears to be linked to the auto industry. What is the big deal? More than January 6th, All right. That's enough. Let's put that aside for a moment. They want to go back. And Joe Biden has said it's the reason he ran for president. Yeah, right. For 50 years, he's been running. It goes back to Charlottesville. I watched that, commented on it extensively around it. And it was pretty clear to me what Trump not only said, but meant about the people that were there, like it or not. They want you to believe it was only the Tiki Boys there that were looking for a riot and killing, et cetera. And we all know there were two groups of people, the Tiki Boys and then the progressive mob there. Blow torches and stuff like that they were armed with. And I blame, again, Terry McAuliffe, the state police, the police. You don't let them have at it like it was a medieval warriors or something, ninja warriors. You stop them. You lock them up. You cordon them off. You beat them if you have to stop them on both sides. That's what you do. It's pretty plain. Well, what about the First Amendment? The First Amendment doesn't give you a right to be approaching others firing a blowtorch. Where's that written? Oh, fire in a crowded theater.
You better watch out or you get a color call back.
Yeah, the guy from Chesapeake. You can.
Watch out, man.
You can yell fire in a crowded theater, and you're allowed to bring a blowtorch to start it if you want.
Best call in the past 14 days.
Oh, well, without a doubt. And the blowtorch
Joe
guy.
Exton has a lot to say about that.
Yeah, the blowtorch guy was just amazing. So here's Tyler linking the bloodbath to Charlottesville.
It was a continuation of the same rhetoric, the same endorsement of political violence that we've seen from Donald Trump for years, as you pointed out. It goes even farther back, right? This is the same guy who, after Nazis marched on Charlottesville and killed a woman, said there were very fine people on both sides. Is the same guy who, in 2020, told the Proud Boys, a white supremacist group, to stand back and stand by. And now every single day on the stump, he is championing and praising the insurrectionists who he encouraged to violently storm the Capitol in an attempt to overthrow our democracy. So it's not simply one comment. This is exactly who Donald Trump is, and this is exactly the threat that he poses to our democracy every single day.
Yeah, nobody interjects. Nobody says, all right, let's start here, buddy, with Charlottesville. Let's go back to that. And again, it's pretty clear, if you don't like the term very fine people, normal people there were protesting. It wasn't just the two groups of animals. That's what they are on either side. That's how I would characterize it. All right, let me give you the side question. Scott Presler on Twitter yesterday, because he was really busy. I had a little conversation with him. He is going to be here at 2. He's opening an office in Philadelphia. So I don't know about any groundbreaking. I wasn't kidding him when I said, yeah, this is a good way to draw people out. I don't think he cares. In Philadelphia, he didn't ask me about locations. I'm going to try to steer him away from Center City. I would probably do it in more Northeast Philly or something. In Center City, he could be under attack immediately and then be blamed for it. It's not a good thing to put his office in Center City, but he has been hired by the RNC. He'll be there at 2:00 today to talk about exactly what he's going to be doing. All right. Side question today. Side question today. This coming off another holiday, St. Patrick's Day. Give us an annoyance or the worst part of any holiday that you want. It could be Bastille Day. Yeah, don't center just in on Christmas and the Christmas season. All right, I'm going to say one of the annoyances of the holidays coming up, Easter, those peeps. My God.
What's wrong with peeps?
Why are we keeping you?
They're kind of overrated. And why are they all over the place? Like, who's actually
goodness.
Buying these things besides grandmothers for their grandchildren who dislike them?
Exactly. No one likes the peeps.
No one, I'm on your side on this one.
They're not good for you. And I'm also going to take off the board.
I waffled real quick there on that one.
Yeah, somewhat controversially. An annoyance of the holidays to me. The artificial tree. Buy a real tree.
Oh, no.
Get a real tree.
Come on,
Suffer
man.
misery like the rest of us. Stop with your artificial
Yeah, exactly.
trees.
Suffer misery. I'm going to underline that. Suffer misery like the rest of us.
If you don't want a tree, good. You don't have to have a tree. Do not have an artificial tree.
Tom, once you go artificial, you're never going to go back.
Oh, yes. It's like corking your bat in many different ways. That's the way I see it. It's fraudulent. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The back cork, the breast implants. It's very similar to the breast implant.
You know what I really dislike is waiting in a long queue inside my car to see some crappy Christmas lights that are set up in a field. You know what I'm talking about? Those light displays that my wife loves so much that she forces me to go to every Christmas season and pay like $20 to go drive a car through someone setting up lights.
There's one 13th Street down in South Philly, too. That's enormous, the wait.
It might be fantastic. It's still not my thing.
Well, I agree. That's why I just said the wait is enormous, and you drive up and down the block. I mean, it's good spirit for that block to do it, but You got to check
and
it
I'm
off
sure the
your list.
neighboring blocks love it too, to have, stopping on traffic when they're trying to come home from work.
Yeah, they look like they've given up. I don't see any decorations at all.
But I bring it up because yesterday there was the Bristol race for the NASCAR, and my sister used to live down there in Bristol. Every holiday season, they transform the track into a drive-through, Christmas Village with the lights and everything, and it's just a long queue, and we would go every year as a tradition when we'd go visit my sister for the Christmas holiday, and it's just sitting in traffic. It's sitting in traffic. Like, I can do that on 76, just put me on 76 and stop and go traffic, and I'm satisfied for my Christmas lights for the season.
All right. So we're Grinches. Don't think just of Christmas, though. Think of Easter, Christmas, 4th of July. Boy, I forget a negative on 4th of July. Bastille Day, Cinco de Mayo, another made-up holiday for drinking, which is okay. But come on. That's what it is.
You want to take drunkards off the board? Because that works for 4th of July.
Yeah. All right. So it's any holiday at all, something that you find to be annoying or something about it that
really odd one. Secret Squirrel on youtube.com/@1210WPHD, where we're always live with Dining with Dom. Please like and subscribe. Says he hates fake fireplaces. I guess that's tied in with the Christmas holiday, but not real, not wood burning fireplaces, but I have one of them. It's like an electric light array that goes on a loop, and then it has the heater, the electric heater attached to it.
Yeah, put a log in. Is it going to kill you? Come on. All right, 855. Get a tree, get a log. Come on. You need a little bit of hard work to celebrate the holidays. 855-839-1210. The fruitcake, though, is not an annoyance. Don't come with that as an answer. The fruitcake is sacred. You should know that by now. I'm getting ready my doodle tonight. Ro is doing the corresponding look. I am going to show how the Barco Lounger was in my memory, and Ro's going to show the Barco Lounger in her memory as our doodles. Well, we've got one from Kane. Just waiting to get a link, and we'll tell you where you can find it. The bidding will start on Friday. All right, I don't know. Maybe you're able to bid in advance if you want. We'll drum up the bidding. What will Kane get? All right, 855-839-1210. You get a line. You can get in right now here. Hit us on all that with Dom and Dan on Talk Radio 1210.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When it comes to financial wellness, we could talk forever. To help guide you, Joe Yakovich has written a book, The Heart of Your Money, where Joe talks about longevity, inflation, retirement surprises, and more. For your free copy, call the office of Joe Yakovich, JML Financial, at 856-751-1771, or email Joe at jyakovich@brokersifs.com, and listen to Joe on Talk Radio 1210 every Sunday at 9 a.m. For 40 years, Joe's different approach and non-cookie-cutter methods have helped pave the path to financial wellness and/or retirement. Get on board and get the free book. Call 856-751-1771. Call now, 856-751-1771.
Joe Yakovich is registered with, and securities and investment advisory services are offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC. Member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company.
Hi, everyone. Matt here from Emmons Roofing and Siding. There are a lot of companies out there that say they do roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Some good, some not so good. Be careful of those that say buy two, get two free. Does that really make sense? Think about it. At Emmons, we don't offer gimmicks, just quality products installed by our experienced craftsmen. We do offer 12 months, same as cash financing, though. That's not a gimmick. That's because we know how tough it is for some people right now to get these projects done. If you need roofing, siding, or windows and doors, call us for a free estimate today at 856-885-6677 or visit us at callemmons.com.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. The government will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000 with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may be entitled to a significant financial reward for your Camp Lejeune claim and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement with your VA benefits fully protected. But the deadline for filing is fast approaching, so you need to act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune, and with the deadline coming, you need to call now or you may forever lose your right to a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-885-2277, 800-885-2277, 800-885-2277.
Free speech lives here, on the air, and on the Odyssey app. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
I have a mansion, forget the price.
All right, it is Dom time from the Peanut Gallery. Everything is annoying about the holiday Dom Giordano Day.
Hey!
That was the comment from Anthony Dorenzo. All right.
Oh, come on, Anthony.
That's the side question here today. Something annoying about a holiday. And in addition to that, the bloodbath comments coming from President Trump in the context of the auto industry. But it's almost like you can't find anything out there other than that. Here's Howie Kurtz, who interviewed President Trump over the weekend. I guess it played on Sunday. This is 8B. Here's what Kurtz said about what the media tried to do with this comment about the bloodbath.
Huge headlines about Trump saying at an Ohio rally last night that if he loses, there will be a bloodbath. But if you watch it, as I just did, he's talking about Chinese car sales hurting American jobs right before and right after. Much of the media is just wrenching this out of context. The former president told me he did the interview because he finds this program to be fair. And by the way, I'm again offering the Biden campaign a chance to appear as well. I don't wear anyone's jersey, but I get that many see fairness as obsolete, old-fashioned in this era of toxic divisiveness. I know some partisans will say the interview was too soft because I didn't go after Donald Trump with a baseball bat. Other partisans will say the interview was too hostile and I must be suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. That's life. To me, it's journalism. At times, you don't make either side happy with journalism. That includes the Biden campaign at times. You've all seen evidence of that. I'm fair game for criticism like everybody else. But our audience understands what it is that we try to do here each week.
All right, so 855-839-1210, you get on board. Again, this is just going to happen again and again and again. The thought of the Biden campaign, and strategically, this is what they have to do. The thought is the headline will get out there. It reinforces again Trump talking about violence, and people won't hear much of everything else that was said or the full context of it. They're not going to provide that. They're going to say it doesn't matter because he's been doing this all the time, all the way back to Charlottesville. So if he says something like this, even though a lot of people use bloodbath, and there's nothing wrong with using it metaphorically, and it was in a particular context, does not matter. What else do you have? Continue to put that out there, and it allows Trump to say, this is what they're about. Now, the better, more interesting thing that he said here is 100% tariff. Now, it used to be a conservative article of faith. This is kind of like the unending wars. For Republicans or conservatives, you got to be against tariffs. But when you take a look at what we're up against with China, and this comes back to TikTok again. Mark Levin over the weekend went wild on this. And I wanted to ask this today, with all serious, those still holding forth on this notion that they don't trust the government. All right, we get that. Government weaponized. Where's the language here? We went through this point by point in this movement of TikTok to be an American company. Mark Levin on his Fox show said the same thing and made the point that this is exactly what China wants to continue to do with this. Where's the evidence of this? Where's the evidence of it? Yeah, you could argue anything could happen with it. So, and other arguments were made. What about Facebook's the whatabouts? Here's China again. So Trump wants to put 100% tariff on due to the threat they are putting auto plants right there on the border. I get that. I'm willing to excuse the idea that usually tariffs, not good economic policy. We know how it ends. What else can you do, though, with China? And I'm willing to say that with TikTok here, the more we see it play out, the more this is the right course of action. We're just going to sit here and allow them to continue this national security threat. And several columnists over the weekend wrote, we're seeing the proof in the pudding here. One columnist at the Washington Examiner, who's, I read her, conservative, talked about the hundreds, if not thousands of calls that people in Congress were getting, not just threatening them, but people that appeared to be 14 to 18 to 19 years of age, some of them saying, I can't go on without TikTok. You take TikTok away, I may kill myself.
Oh, come
No,
on.
trying
Is that
to
really
use this.
happening? Oh, man.
Well, probably they're not going to do it, but we're told all the time when you
Yeah.
people start talking suicide, you don't stop rolling the dice. Isn't this proof of how insidious this operation is? And yet, between big money, lobbyists, et cetera, that are there, those that, and I get a healthy speculation on the government and what the government may do. So what would you say we do with TikTok? Just let it go forward? You know, we had Scott Perry on and he said, there's got to be a better way. Okay, I'm listening. We're not banning TikTok. We're going to move it to an American company. And then on top of it, this Institute for Public Accuracy today, and this borders on anti-Semitism, they put out something that I was saying, these critics last week were saying about TikTok. They say, have you noticed Mnuchin and these others, the number of people that support Israel that are trying to move TikTok to have to be an American company, to buy it, something of that nature. You know what they're saying. TikTok is telling you the true story of what's going on in Gaza. Who really believes that? You know, I don't like watch TikTok hour after hour, but the stuff that I see coming out of them, they come up with preposterous numbers that are dead, brutality on the part of the Israelis. So we need to keep TikTok. Otherwise, these goofball college kids will not be conspiratorial enough to continue to form mobs to attack anything involved with Israel and completely downplay October 7th. I mean, how much do you need? And again, do you think Mark Levin is a shill for big government? Say, if I were doing a presentation here on this, I'd have to offer Mark Levin as somebody very aware, acutely aware of the idea of watching out for government, the weaponization, what we've seen, all real. And yet the connection to TikTok, really? That's a pretty good witness, I'd say. I mean, what's the response to that? And again, I get it that people, you know, are wound up given some of the thing. Patriot Act, that's one thing. There are safeguards in here. So we're going to continue to let China escape because they're able to pay off enough people, play enough angles, have enough kids calling up and saying they'd be suicidal. I mean, these are direct quotes. Isn't that proof of how dangerous this is? All right, 855-839-1210. You get a line. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all that you have to do is just push pound 1210. We'll get you in. Don't forget, give us that gripe, that annoyance with some holiday. We got Captain Chucky sitting out there on, well, only 4-day week, so your odds go up because Friday is Radiothon, and we'll be involved with raising money for the great Travis Manion Foundation. So we only have 4 days of winners this week that you have to contend with in order to be the winner on Thursday.
Only 4 days.
There you
Isn't
go.
that great?
Hey, there's Mark.
There you go. Thank you, Mark.
I want to thank Dom Giordano for pointing it out right now. Dom's one of the great broadcasters in Philadelphia.
All right.
Thanks for popping on, Mark.
Got the music there, too. All right, 855-839-1210. Thank you, Mark. You can get in right now. Let's talk about Dr. Bentz for a moment. I've told you over the years, it must be about 8 or so, at least, I think, about my friend, dentist, board-certified prosthodontist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group in East Norriton. Now, 2023 was a big year for staff turnover due to retirements and moves. But Dr. Bentz and his wife, Dr. Sarah, they took their time looking for new team members who not only had great experience, but were going to fit into their culture of excellence when it comes to patient-focused and service. And it was worth it. If you haven't been to Dr. Bentz's in a while, you'll say hello to Laura. She's the new office administrator. Nancy, Madison, and Shelby, they're there to greet you as well. Great people. Just wait until you meet them. You get a very positive feeling about the energy and the focus and the knowledge base to give you a great dental result. Also, get that beautiful smile that you've always wanted. Visit BentzDentalGroup.com or call for that appointment today, 610-272-6949. That's the BentzDentalGroup.com, 610-272-6949.
Hello, America. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you don't have Consumer Cellular yet, now is the perfect time to switch and save. For a limited time, new customers can get wireless service for as low as $15 a month for your first year. Yep, the same exact nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for $15 a month for an entire year. What are you waiting for? Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and use code RADIO15.
See consumercellular.com/firstyear15 for promotional details.
As an educator, Mr. Nelson's teachings are still being quoted in schools.
Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world.
Mr. Nelson taught hope.
Everyone can rise above their circumstances if they are dedicated and passionate.
And giving our best efforts.
It's always impossible until it's done.
Mr. Nelson Mandela's teachings not only united a nation, they inspire us today. Inspiration. Pass it on from passiton.com.
I'm Bill, and I'm living with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, a type of interstitial lung disease that causes scarring of the lungs and makes it hard to breathe. ILD can be hard to diagnose, so if you're out of breath with a constant dry cough, ask a pulmonologist if it could be ILD. My wife, Bev, and I have walked every step of this journey together. I couldn't have traveled this road alone, and neither should you. Get help. Find hope. Go to lungsandyou.com.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. And if you want to make lifetime memories with your family and friends, you should book a getaway at my happy place, the beautiful oceanfront Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Right now, book a June midweek stay and save. Stay 3 nights, you're going to get $60 a night in resort credit. 5 nights, $70 a night in resort credit. Stay 7 nights, you're going to get $80 a night in resort credits, and you can use those resort credits to eat and drink at Hemingway's restaurant, the outdoor pool bar, beach concession stand, or in the gift shop. Get passes to take your family on a whale-watching boat cruise. Book direct with them for the best rates. The Grand is also the perfect place to host a wedding, corporate events, baby and bridal showers, and more. With 4 ballrooms, they have the perfect space to make your event perfect. Just call them, ask for my friend Caitlin, and she will help you have your dream event. To book your stay today at the Oceanfront Grand Hotel of Cape May, call 800-257-8550 or visit them at grandhotelcapemay.com.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, an XC40 can be leased for as low as $459 and an XC90 leased for as low as $629. Interest rates are as low as 4%. Along with Volvo-sponsored incentives, the Cherry Hill Volvo offers are very aggressive. When purchasing or leasing a new Cherry Hill Volvo, special additional incentives will be given when the transaction is completed by March 18th. Spring into Cherry Hill Volvo now for these incredibly fabulous offers.
Weather is sponsored by United Tire.
We are back to reality today as the weather pattern returns to more typical for mid-March. Partly sunny, breezy, and much cooler with a high 52. Tonight, chilly night, partly cloudy with a low 34. And another cool day on Tuesday, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 50.
Weather sponsored by United Tire. United Tire and Service has a pot of gold waiting for you. Now through April 2nd, all tires are on sale. Plus extra savings of $80 on all Michelin tires and an instant $40 from United Tire. Visit UnitedTire.com. Don't drive alone. Drive United.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, good Monday, everyone. It is Dom time. The breaking news, I've been waiting till we got a little bit more clarity on it, that President Trump's lawyers told a New York appellate court Monday it's impossible for him to post a bond covering the full amount of his $454 million civil fraud judgment while he appeals. Remember, to appeal, you have to post a bond on that. So is Letitia James, the Attorney General, is she really going to go forward and seize something like Trump Tower? In other words, he could point to assets that could be liquidated, I guess, as one way to go. Or will she say, as she has postured and said before, no, I'm going to take Trump Tower, something like that. I don't know the value of it. We'll get into a big battle over that. This just further makes a case about how this is weaponized, how far this is going to go. And we still have the Bragg trial coming up. CNN, actually, even for CNN, I'm not going to play it. There was a whole debate back and forth about, does Trump gain in public perception of males by being with a porn star in Stormy Daniels? And Joe Biden, that's an unfair advantage because Joe has never been with a porn star. And then the host throws in, the hostess, Casey Hunt, throws in, yes, but Daniels says there was not a lot of male vim and vigor there. Huh. Does that cut even more against Trump? Then they go, well, he was only 60 then. Should we calculate now that he's 77?
I mean, if you're American's argument in 2001, maybe that would hold some water, because I think a good example here of what you're talking about is if you look at the WWE wrestling. Back then, it was the porn star bombshells were what tried to get the male audience, but now they know that doesn't work anymore. The males don't really they don't care for that kind of stuff like they used to. It's a kind of an old kind of series of thought that this person's putting out there, right?
I would think so, but I mean the level. Now they blame Trump then. Now, well, Trump's not forcing them, three women together, to go down this path. They're the ones that are concocting all these theories, which probably are not valid anyhow, based upon what Stormy Daniels has said and will say in court. I mean, will there be a whole back and forth of validation over vim and vigor of Trump here?
Carlos Danger coming back?
Yeah, it's Michael Cohen. The credibility of Michael Cohen. I mean, if you're against Michael Cohen in a credibility match, I got to think almost anybody. That might be a side question when this comes up. Who would have less credibility than Michael Cohen? The devil, arguably. Wiener, the Wiener guy. I would say Michael Cohen's got more credibility than Wiener.
Yeah, do you?
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty close call. I would say
Carlos Danger.
I would say Larry Krasner does not. When he's talking about actually going after criminals, I would give the nod to Michael Cohen there. Hit me on Twitter if you agree. Who would have less credibility than Michael Cohen? But
O.J. Simpson?
Yes. Yeah, I'd have to say so? Michael Cohen hasn't killed multiple people allegedly, but
How about Kato Kalin then? Just spinning off of OJ.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had Kato Kalin at the diner tour that I did. It was hilarious, but my God.
You and Kato at a diner.
Yeah, right across from the casino. All right. So 855-839-1210. You get on board AT&T and the Verizon Wireless. You just push pound 1210 and we'll get you in. So yeah, this is a lot. $500 million to come up with to get a bond on top of the 83 million plus, I guess, that Trump has already come up with. So is she just going to go marching in with a full squad, sirens blasting, and saying, "I seize Trump Tower"? You know that's what she wants to do. They'll make her the governor probably is the one that would have to cut her off of the pass somehow or another because she might become governor of New York the same day if she does that in their minds.
Rename it the Letitia Lounge.
Yes.
Trump Tower to Letitia Lounge.
It is stunning to see this play out, but that just broke a little while ago. All right, side question today. Hit us with something that's pretty good annoyance about any holiday out there.
Some great ones on Twitter.
Let's hear one from Twitter.
You want one from how about Christmas songs in early November from Chunky? Kind of goes along with another one that we got, that being the early decorations for sales at stores from CJ from PHL. What were you saying that's already for sale in stores?
Yes, I was saying Halloween stuff in Home Depot.
Oh,
now, people say this. We go through this all the time, and yet the stations that put on the Christmas music the earliest benefit. So, what are you supposed to do? That people seemingly want this.
Well, that's what happens is people hear the station and they're like, oh, yeah, that's the one that plays the Christmas music. That's the one to tune into when the time finally comes.
But it is a lot to see these gigantic at Home Depot, pretty big masts. And it was one of them 7 feet tall, I think, something like that.
While we're speaking about Halloween, don't mean to cut you off. Can you finish your thought there?
Oh, yeah.
Head of Lettuce writes in, getting Halloween treats just in case some kids stop by. They never do, so you just get stuck with stuff you otherwise would have never bought. Look at it as a good sign. You got all that free candy now sitting around. You didn't have to give it away.
All right.
Lasts for months.
It's 855-839-1210. Pick your holiday. You might be taking an obscure one. Something annoying about any holiday in any way, shape, or form. These things have become sort of battlegrounds.
How about Josh's answer? The annoying Pennsylvania lottery holiday commercial. I'm assuming when they're in there City Square and it's giving away the lottery tickets.
Yeah, he shows up late. No, you're just in time as they're changing.
I actually know the person that directed the original commercial. It's a remake, a recent one.
I think there's a miniature golf with him too.
That commercial was so beloved that when switched to HD TV, they actually remade it with new actors and everything, so they could have an HD version out there of the same exact script, same commercial.
Yeah, it's annoying to me, but then again, it's on because there are significant numbers of people that want it. Okay, jump on board on that. One other thing. The credibility, and I wouldn't say credibility, but the just stomach churning, the all-time family, the Kennedys yesterday were at the White House on St. Patrick's Day with Biden, giant picture of them. They're saying, this isn't our whole family. This is what a big Irish Catholic family looks like. Now, you know what it was about. Biden posed with the Kennedy family, every last trust fund baby of them. How many of them have ever really had to worry about working and doing it? And the answer is none of them, since the father or the grandfather in some cases. And what it is, it's sending a message to people, they hope, across America. These are the Kennedys. RFK Jr. is not a Kennedy. Now, word came out over the weekend that he's not going to pick Aaron Rodgers, and I'm believing that. There is a woman called Nicole Shanahan that nobody's ever heard of, but apparently is a big-time entrepreneur and lawyer. And she will provide the money, all that's needed, to get on the ballot. Now, if he picks her for that reason, I got to say the bloom is a bit off here with RFK Jr., don't you think? In that Aaron Rodgers would have been a really interesting pick. He's scared to death of the donors. So, maybe it shows reality that he actually wants to run and he realizes if he doesn't have donors, he can't run. But Nicole Shanahan, who was married, now divorced, to the head of Google. Does it get any worse? Now, wait a minute. We're always hearing about big tech, conspiracies, RFK, Google blocking anti-vax material, right? He's going to... Well, she divorced him, Dom. Come on. He's going to name his VP the woman who was married to the head of Google and is a big tech entrepreneur also. Oh, man, that seems like a hard sell. I could just see that. Like, who the heck is this? All right, phone lines. They are 855-839-1210. You can jump on board and hit us that annoying holiday issue. I'll tell you something that there will be no annoyance with. If you tell people I'm going to Italia, that's right. My favorite destination in the world, it's Italy. It's called the Grand Event for good reason. You get Rome, Tuscany, Florence, Orvieto, Siena, Venice, Milan, the northern Italian lakes region. Very underrated, tremendous. 12 big days of touring. The kind of dining events that my tour company, Conservative Tours, that's who took us to Italy 2 times. They're famous for that in Italy. And 5371, that includes your airfare. The Colosseum, the Vatican, Trevi Fountain, Piazza Navona, fully escorted by the Conservative Tours team in Italy, Lorenzo, Romina, his sister, and Giuseppe. You can call them toll-free to talk with someone and get even more details at 888-733-9494, or go to the website, conservativetours.com. Tuscany beckons. It's time to answer. Florence, the history, the beauty, San Gimignano, bustling Siena, and then on to the grand finale. Venice, Milan, the pristine resort of Stresa on Lake Maggiore, Bellagio too. All this fall in Italia, in Italy. All you have to do is go to conservativetours.com.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
How about that? Breaking news.
I got to tell you this. I believe this program was the one that said, don't think that this is a cut and dry case where Fonnie Willis is going to be completely removed.
So there's not a conflict of interest, but yet you're telling us actually there really is. Mr. Wade has to leave.
Of course there's a conflict of interest. Anybody can see that.
I don't think I read one person that said she will lose her position as the district attorney.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Get ready for spring by losing a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days with NJ Diet. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. Get ready for spring with njdiet.com.
Okay, gentlemen, listen up. Are you in need of that added spark in the bedroom? Could you use a jump start without turning back the hands of time? If so, I've got the answer for you. BlueChew.com, promo code 1210 for your first month free. That's right, BlueChew.com. Use the promo code 1210 for the first month free for a free male enhancement. The great people at Blue Chew offer a unique, one-of-a-kind online service that delivers men the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable tablet at a much cheaper price. That's right, free. Just pay $5 for shipping when you use the promo code 1210 at BlueChew.com for your first month free. And now Blue Chew comes in a mint-flavored chewable with the same active ingredient as Levitra. Stay fresh with Blue Chew. Confidence plus performance comes standard with Blue Chew. No embarrassing conversation, no pharmacies, right to your door in discreet fashion. BlueChew.com. Promo code 1210 for your first month free.
Today, everyone is trying to eat healthier and eat more fresh foods. Well, that also goes for your four-legged friends. Hi, I'm George Parenti, the lead dog at the Dogs and Cats Rule stores. If you are not aware of the new generation of fresh food diets available for your four-legged friends, then you are missing out. At Dogs and Cats Rule, we carry a wide-ranging selection of fresh foods. That includes raw, gently cooked, freeze-dried, air-dried, and baked. To learn more, visit any of our 7 locations. Dogs and Cats Rule. Shop small, shop local, shop family.
Don't miss Good News in Real Estate with Deanne Katsaros and Mark Cumberland, Saturdays at 1 p.m. Find out all you need to know about home buying and selling. Considering a career in real estate? Visit PhiladelphiaRealEstateClasses.com. Good News in Real Estate, Saturdays 1 p.m. on WPHT.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/value to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/value to get our $9 offer. LegacyBox.com/value.
Hey, Southampton. We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Tom Giordano's show. Now, I don't think this guy that I'm going to talk about has missed a field goal in quite a while, Dan. He's not the longest guy, but he's very reliable, particularly tense moments. Can you imagine missing a field goal in the last Super Bowl last year when the Eagles got that unfortunate penalty, which I think was justified? Butker. Well, he did an in-depth interview with EWTN, the Catholic channel, right? I'm not sure if he's Catholic or not. I think he might be. He claimed the violence that happened in the Kansas City parade. Quote, I know gun violence was a big discussion, but at the end of the day, this is degenerative violence and it should not be occurring. I think we need strong fathers in the home. I think we need men that are leading, that are setting good examples, that are teaching the young men in our society that violence is not the way to handle disputes. It's very unfortunate what happened. Unfortunately, many, many children were injured. It's so sad. I don't think guns are the issue. I think we need fathers in the home that are being great examples for our youth. Okay, let's put this guy in Philadelphia with this media. Oh, man. You know, in Kansas City, I haven't had a chance to see if they're sniping at him. Will it be a bloodbath, so to speak?
Whoa, watch it, Tom.
Since that's the word of the day with this guy. But here in Philadelphia, these weasels that cover sports, oh, man, you've offended. You've said it wasn't about guns. It was about fathers in the home. Miss a field goal next year, guy, and see what happens to you. You know, but the fact that Kansas City has had people like Tyreek Hill, even after an incident, if you remember, Dan, with allegations there around, what should we say, parental abuse. I didn't hear too much about that. But this guy, I'm going to be watching the Kansas City press to see what they say. Maybe in the Midwest, he's absolutely right. We all know that's what the bottom line is, but that's a long-term issue to try to deal with that. In the short term, you have to look at what can you do in some other way, shape, or form. All right? So watch for this guy. What would you say his field goal percentage was this year? Close to 90%, I think.
Higher than that, I think.
Yeah? I mean, 85 is, I think, the over-under. Unless you're trying, you know, a lot of 55, 60-yard field goals.
94.3, I think.
Oh, 94.3.
Yeah, it was a 2023 regular season, 94.3, postseason, 100%.
There you go, the 100% in the
career,
postseason.
though, 89.1.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the all-time best. It's probably in the low 90s. Somebody's
Justin
probably
Tucker, the all-time, or Adam Vinatieri. Who's the all-time best? I wonder. It's a good question.
Adam Vinatieri's probably got a higher percentage. Tucker, I think, is a better kicker, though, because of distance.
Justin Tucker, number one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy is right up
Butker's number 2 all-time leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 2 for Butker.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's not good enough. If he were in Philadelphia, Dan, what do you think would happen if he said this? Larry Krasner goes against the Eagles. I think you would see reaction. Kansas City, maybe not so much. I think he's right on the money, though. Everybody knows that's what's driving this whole thing and how long it's gone. That's the root cause of it more than anything else. But that's the solution is not going to happen overnight. So what do you do in the meantime would be more where the debate is. You put people in jail that are felons carrying weapons so they can't shoot people. All right. Side question today. Something annoying about the holidays is what we're looking for. And this Irish Pride yesterday, with all the Kennedys there, every last trust fund baby there, you know what the message was. RFK Jr., what a disgrace you are. All right. Let's go to Terry in Jersey to get one on board here. All right, Terry, what is a holiday nuisance to you?
The inflatables.
Oh, yes.
Every holiday, they're all, then they unplug them and they look like used condoms laying all over the lawn.
Nice call. Look, I don't know that I'm going to be as gung-ho as Dan is there with the inflatables. Some people overdo it.
Can I call out something that's worse than the inflatables, in my opinion?
Yes.
The new laser light displays where it's just a projector that you set up on your lawn and point it towards your house.
Yeah.
Because those things actually blind pilots, allegedly, because they miss the house, they go up to the sky. And they
it's anything that's overkill. You're right. You're exactly right with it. All right, so 855-839-1210. Scott Presler here at 2 o'clock today. He's pretty fired up when I was going back and forth with him on Twitter, and he's opening an office here in Philadelphia. We got to do something around that. All straight ahead on Talk Radio 1210.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, an XC40 can be leased for as low as $459 and an XC90 leased for as low as $629. Interest rates are as low as 4%. Along with Volvo-sponsored incentives, the Cherry Hill Volvo offers are very aggressive. When purchasing or leasing a new Cherry Hill Volvo, special additional incentives will be given when the transaction is completed by March 18th. Spring into Cherry Hill Volvo now for these incredibly fabulous offers.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have a serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. I still had symptoms on my beta blocker, so I asked my cardiologist about any treatment advances. It was a breakthrough for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
If you put the words retirement savings crisis into Google, you'll get about 81 million references to explore. Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, crazy markets, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. Don't trade the stress of work for a new kind of stress in retirement. Call Jim Cipriotti today, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415 to schedule your complimentary retirement second opinion. Or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. I'm not even going to ask Dan to pull this sound. Maybe from Grabian, because we may want to drop this in every once in a while. Joe Biden at an event this morning says, as they say in Claymont, Delaware,
oh man,
where I spent my childhood, they ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, that's what they say there?
That's what they say in Claymont,
only
Delaware.
In Claymont, though.
As they say in South Philly, where I grew up. Get out of here. Get out of here while you're still healthy.
As they say in South Jersey, Dom, you got a nice haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, they say that in... Okay.
As they say in Claymont, Delaware, where I spent my childhood, they ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, the whisper, too. All right, we got to keep there. There's a keeper there. They ain't seen nothing yet. Like he's... And did Dr. Jill Biden have trouble? That's also on Graby and Dan. Pronouncing a word. Admittedly, it's a fairly common word, a bit difficult. Dr. Jill had trouble?
Did she?
Yeah. Do you see it?
I don't have it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I was actually experimenting with something back here because I just had a realization that we have a Joe caller.
Yes.
Spent my childhood. They ain't seen nothing yet.
Who loves you, baby?
Kind of sounds similar, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
Joe X and Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, here we go.
Here's Dr. Jill.
Yeah. I'm getting it right now.
Yeah.
And why are you going like, there you go.
When it comes to Alzheimer's, thank you.
Endometriosis?
Yeah, it's a hard word, but it's a fairly common one, particularly for someone like Dr. Do you think a doctor might have been able to pronounce that? A real doctor? Did they call her doc? That's okay, Dr. Jill, after that.
Doctor? 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 Doctor?
Oh,
Doctor?
God.
When it comes
doctor.
to Alzheimer's, thank you.
My goodness, they just need people to rush up there with her now. Usually she's rushing up to Joe.
Escort her off the stage.
Oh, my God. They'll bring in Hunter Biden will be coming on to bring them off the stage. And
gosh,
as they say in Claymont, Delaware, where I spent my childhood, they ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, man.
As they say in Claymont, Delaware, where I spent my childhood, they ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, my God.
Ireland now is one of the top 10 investors in the United States economy, and our country stand proudly for liberty and against tyranny. We stand together and oppose Russia's brutal war of aggression in Ukraine. You can clap for that, please.
Please clap.
Jeb Bush. It's always a sign of trouble when you're telling them you can clap for that. The please clap was even worse. But, oh, my goodness. 855-839-1210. You get a line here on Talk Radio 1210. Hit us on that side question, too. Just one more shot I want to take at this because it's a sad day since I've been there and seen a great we try to publicize it as much as we could.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. But it is the home of the Bible in downtown Philadelphia. And this Faith and Discovery Institute is going to be shutting its doors on March 28th. And the Inquirer, in covering this, they cite Jonathan Zimmerman, who writes for them, professor of education history, University of Pennsylvania, who told the Inquirer at the time of the opening of this, the story they're telling is essentially a fairy tale. Is it a fairy tale? That people like William Penn and the Founding Fathers and the country was rooted in belief in God, belief in that's where your rights come from, not from the government. Is that a fairy tale, Jonathan Zimmerman, Philadelphia Inquirer? So in other words, this museum, which was very elevated, the guy they had playing William Penn and the stuff they did that day was very detailed, very historical. That's all a fairy tale, that museum. I mean, I think it had trouble because it was just a brutally tough place to park, Fifth and Market. A lot of people are not going to take public transportation given what's going on. And on it goes with Philadelphia. A fairy tale, though, for this effort to try to take an interesting angle to our history. There were no people there that were wanting to shut down or mock or degrade people if they didn't believe the same things. But how can you deny that the country is founded on that? Yes, Dan.
Well, I think one of the most disappointing things that it's a different angle here, but when you think of the biggest foot traffic for, say, the Liberty Bell across the street or
Right.
Independence Hall,
Yeah.
it's field trips. And I guess students, schools would
Oh,
just
that's right.
completely surpass it. And maybe that's why they're struggling so bad, because field trips from public schools, they go to the Independence Hall, they go to the
Right.
Liberty Bell, they go to the Constitution Center, but they skip right past Liberty Face Center.
Yeah, I guess they would because the public schools don't want to endorse that type of thing. Yeah. So I'm not sure all the reasons why. All I know is it's a difficult day, and to call it a fairy tale is exactly what you would expect. This is the revulsion that you have here. And again, evangelicals with President Trump, the last week or so, we've seen Ralph Reed raise $62 million, or that's what's projected to support Trump. That's a lot. And you're going to see article after article, report after, what the hell is wrong with you evangelicals that you're still supporting Trump? We're going to see it constantly. All right. One other quick thing here, and I don't have all the particulars on a little nugget in this, but I'm kind of surprised that the Supreme Court rejected. Yeah, they rejected it today to hear the case of an Indiana couple who believe their child should be follow biological sex rather than a transgendered girl. The court, without comment, rejected an appeal from the teen's parents, who warned that cases similar to theirs are likely to occur due to developing conflicts between parents and their kids concerning gender identity. What happened in Indiana is the child essentially was taken away, or if stayed with the parents, only during therapy were they able to talk about this transgender transition. The catch is they always use something like this. The child apparently has an eating disorder. And the argument is, if the parents try to insist that this teenager, who is not of the age to make her own decisions or his own decisions, that triggers the eating disorder. For the life of me, I don't know why the Supreme Court, look, I realize there's a lot of big issues, a lot of stuff out there. This is a critical issue, though. It's an issue where we're seeing more and more of this ready to happen. And you know that progressive judges or child and family groups, whatever, that have power, they're going to say you just have to accept this as a parent. Essentially, whatever the kid wants to say, the age doesn't seem to matter, and at least go with puberty blockers and everything else. In this case, for a period of time, the child was taken away. Then upon return, he had all these strictures I told you about. The parents are saying, what about parental rights in this? And the bottom line is this with parental rights. Trump and Republicans have to connect the dots on this, bring this up again and again and again. You saw what happened in Virginia, which is essentially a purple state leaning to the Democrat side for a lot of reasons. When Terry McAuliffe said, no, the parents butt out in school, you're not an expert. You see what happened. Youngkin was a strong candidate anyhow. It propelled him to a pretty good win. I don't think they're doing enough on parental rights. They have to craft it better. They have to look at this more because people care about this. And when you tell people that are mildly liberal, mildly Democrat, or just kind of moderately Democrat or independent, that they are not the ultimate arbiter around all these issues with their kid, I think you got a fighting chance. I really do. And this Indiana thing, unless there's something else that happened here, and I don't see it, The tension is that the argument was the eating disorder comes out if you don't let the child become transgendered or transition, whichever phrase you want. I don't understand why the Supreme Court, I think this is a pretty big case. It's not just about transgender and all, it's about parental rights. It's about what do we think legally, morally about parental rights? And again, unless you have evidence under law of something else here, then parental rights are it. You know, there's a lot of parental styles that I may not agree with. They're too lenient, let's say, something like that. But that doesn't mean I can butt in and say, hey, why don't you smack the kid around here? Kid's making a lot of noise here, instead of saying, oh, come on, little Danny, can I buy you a Tootsie Roll? You know, give little Danny a swat there. No, but it's up to the parent. Now, you know, the temptation, if they're shaking the kid around, I get a little bit antsy then, you know, about saying something. But what is it going to do if you say something in that situation?
Yeah.
Is the person going to say, oh, I understand that point now? You know, we've all witnessed that, where it's not enough to report child abuse or anything else, but it's bad parenting in the view of most of us.
Is it though? So a lot of what concerns me about this topic with the Supreme Court,
yeah,
is I wonder how much of transgenderism and what. So this child is obviously learning something they didn't learn at home, right?
Yes.
Or somehow they've become familiar with trans culture and all. And you have to ask, how are kids understanding, becoming familiar with trans culture? And I think it all ties to the cultural subversion we're seeing and bringing it back to TikTok and stuff. So
schools,
it's hard for me to blame, in schools, but it's hard for me to blame the parents themselves when, you know, kids on TikTok, how many hours a day are gleaning this information that's not coming from their family. It's not coming from close, you know, good role models. It's coming from an algorithm on TikTok that's currently being investigated. It's concerning to me.
Now, you know, you'll be told we're part of the swamp, that somebody's going to take away your rights. Mark Levin's part of the swamp.
That's not what I'm going for, though. I think a lot of people are the same way. Like, if you're an adult, if you're 18 or over, do the hell what you want to do.
Exactly.
But when you start infringing on children, that's when it becomes an issue.
When you were saying that, I'm just looking at the age here, Dan. You can find the age because it's not given in this, but I do know this goes back to 2021. So I think when this kid started this, they were probably 10 or so, maybe even under. It wasn't like they're 16, which makes it harder. And all, you know, you got a little different situation to your point. Yeah, but 18 is the majority age in a lot of things. It ought to be in this. And up until then, the parents ought to be able to decide this, because this is life altering. And the Supreme Court dodged this. They should have gotten into this case. I'm not sure what fact didn't give them a reason to get in. And Republicans, it takes work on this, and it takes being calm. I'm talking about Trump presenting this. You can't just yell parental rights. This is an issue that independents, reasonable people care about. To Dan's point, they're wondering, what the hell's happening here? Why in some schools are 30, 40% of girls transitioning, or boys transitioning? A lot of girls at very young levels.
Can I flip it on its head and just put it this way? Like if the other side, say a group of Jehovah's Witnesses, created a camp for children, and we're, you know, indoctrinating children into Jehovah's Witness, which is, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm putting it on the left now, for a very religious sect without the parents' permission, there would be a huge issue that there's a religious organization, you know, essentially stealing children away from their parents and making them hyper religious. But you don't see that on the other side. It's so unfair.
Bill Maher has said it several times, Dan, over the last 6 months. How come when he goes to a dinner party in Beverly Hills, he says a quarter or more, a third of the parents there will say, oh, yeah, my kid is transgender. You go to Wichita, Kansas, and the chances are almost zero. Why? Because it's a vibe. It's getting that information. It's almost a trendy thing. So how in the world do these parents not have a right? Then they bring up the eating disorder. Well, treat the eating disorder. Well, the only way this kid's eating disorder is going to be treated is if she can transition. It's always that. Use a crisis to get your way. That's another thing, too. Why so many eating disorders? Why is that just a constant theme here, too? Why does that happen? Not saying some people don't, the wiring, the psychology, but it's constant. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you can get on board. Coming to your calls next. And hit us on the side question when you do call in. Also, what Dan just said about TikTok is just another reason why this is so dangerous. I told you, a columnist writing for the Washington Examiner, Kaylee McGee White, TikTok proved to lawmakers just how dangerous it really is. And she documents the number of kids, let's say under 15, 14, something like that, who called congressional offices and said, you take away TikTok and I might kill myself. Now, we know it's hyperbole, at least we believe it, but you see how dangerous this is. Why are we letting the Chinese do this to us? Could we still, a question I've thought about, and I think the answer is probably no. Could we rally Americans to say, this is the great enemy. It's the great enemy to the world. They've killed us already with COVID. They're up to attacking us on every front around the clock. We don't want to be into a shooting war. How do we bring them down where they're not in a position where they would consider that? They are the enemy. All right, 855-839-1210. You get on board with Dom.
This is a consumer warning. Countless financial shows have promised the peace of mind that comes only with a crash-proof retirement. Yet time and time again, the claims of these firms are revealed as nothing more than deception. The imitators never last, but their hollow promises have caused irreparable financial damage that continues to plague investors to this day. Don't be fooled by the copycats. No other firm has access to the proprietary crash-proof retirement system that provides market-like returns credited as interest with no market risk or fees to over 5,000 clients through all economic conditions. So when you hear other firms marketing a financial X-ray, beware. Only Crash-Proof Retirement's financial MRI provides the 44-step in-depth forensic analysis needed to expose the dangers hidden within your portfolio. Be with the originators. Register for our next event at Spring Mill Manor on March 19th. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Comedian Joe Conklin. These changes for the Phillies. Never again will I utter the words. Now pitching for the Phillies, Craig Kimbrough. See Joe Conklin's comedy show at the Church of the Incarnation on Main Street in Mantua Township. Saturday, April 20th at St. Luke's Church on Easton Road in Glenside on Saturday, April 27th. And Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday at Parks Casino. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com.
JoeConklin.com! Hi, Stephanie from Emmons. Are you not loving your bathroom? Is the King's Throne looking a little outdated and run down? Let Emmons Design Specialists design a bathroom that you will love and one that Emmons will redo in as little as one day. An affordable, maintenance-free bathroom with little to no inconvenience to you and your family. With finance options available, there's really only one problem. Your bathroom will be so nice, your king may never want to come out. Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or visit us on our website at callemmons.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. Scott Presler at 2 o'clock today. He's been anointed. He's actually a guy now with the RNC in charge of various voter registration / mail-in ballot harvesting, legal harvesting, etc.
Director of Amish Affairs?
Yes, and gunsmithing. And he's going to open an office in Philadelphia. So feel free to hit me on Twitter at DomShow1210. Where should he open the office? He'll be here at 2. I'll give him some suggestions. If he opens it in Center City, I just fear the mob. Not that he's afraid of it, but, they just want to shut down operations and make life miserable here. God
nice
knows.
Places, up here on 22nd and Walnut and.
He ought to. I think we could set
nice to have him walking distance so you can stop into the studio.
I think we got several closets out here that he could use, and it'd be great to have him in studio. If I, just got done talking with Trump and we want to get him on. Scott, walk over here.
Did I ever bring this to air? I don't know. I told you behind the scenes, but our friend up in the Northeast, Anne-Marie Muldoon, who has a chiropractic office, actually offered one of her rooms. If he wants to set up in one of the rooms, he can go there and
And that's Mayfair. That's the center of the political universe.
It is, yeah.
Oh man,
and not too far a drive from Bucks County. You just hop on 95.
He also said that he is moving to Pennsylvania, and again, I think he's all in. I just hope. I know they want him to go around to all the swing states, but I just need one guy here focused. I think if Scott Presler has the resources and just focuses on Pennsylvania, he essentially can win Pennsylvania. That's what it's all about. And boy, I'd love to see that versus the state party. Will he be consulting, Dan? Should I ask him if he'll be consulting with Vince Spennerty? Scott, come on into my bar.
I mean, jokes aside, you think they got to work together, right? I mean, I feel like this is Vince's now incentive to start listening to, like, he's got to put his pride aside and start doing something, right?
I think his pride is he wants Trump to lose, and he'll do anything he can to try to undercut
You think he's actively working against it?
Yeah. You wanted Nikki Haley and all that, because if Trump wins, then and who is he here? He wants to get rid of Trump and get back to the party, just like Tom Corbett, Tom Ridge. And when he get back to the party of Tom Ridge and Tom Corbett. And I was on TV with a guy next to me putting an orange on the table and attacking Trump and saying, we want to be the party of Tom Corbett and Tom Ridge, not me.
Wait, was he talking to the orange?
Yes, at one point
he
was
Trump.
Talking. Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
No,
Took it out of his pocket. It was like a magic
like
act right there.
Yes. Trump arrangements.
Oh, you can check it. You can go people. I've told him about it. Yeah. And I was like, oh,
this is like a little corny.
Yeah. Yes. Should I bring an apple the next time and
bag
talk
of Cheetos next?
Yeah. What should we talk to if that's Joe Biden?
Let's
see. Marshmallow. As we say in Claymont,
sack of flour,
Delaware, you ain't seen nothing yet. Can you see them over in Claymont, Delaware, all walking around today going, you ain't seen nothing yet? It's the town criers over there.
An empty chair. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's Claymont, Delaware, the capital of just can do and the American spirit, apparently. Just like his tales of how you had to run your wiper blades all the time because of the oil refineries there.
As I say in Claymont, Delaware, where I spent my childhood, they ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, my God. Let's go to Mark in the Northeast. Hey, Mark, afternoon.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, got a question. I got about the trans kids coming out with TikTok and everything. What do you think the chances are of just say a mother who has 3 sons and she always wanted a daughter, and then the youngest, she actually like trains them, and now that it's so easily available to do the transgender cut or whatever you're going to do, what do you think? Like, I think it has to do a lot with the parents.
I think there could be some outlandish scenarios like that, outliers. But no, this is I don't think parents are doing this, other than some parents who are told, well, you should not direct your child in any way, shape, or form. So what fills the void in schools? This is
but I think a lot of parents do direct their children the way they want to be.
Yeah, of course you want to infuse them with your values, but do I think a lot of parents want to encourage their kids to go that far? I don't think so.
Because you know this world's going crazy, Dom.
Yeah, well, I would be surprised. What's an annoyance for the holidays for you, Mark?
Just getting together with my sister.
Okay.
All right, getting together with family members. We'll write that down. All right, change his name there. Oh, my goodness. Ooh,
Thanks, Mike in the Northeast.
that's a good one. All right, yes. All right, that's outside the box, or it's being very admitting
Sitting
of it.
together with the sister.
Yes, without a doubt. Now, do I think parents in the main? No, it's an epidemic in schools. We've been through this, where it's almost like a trend. Sometimes at the 8, 9 age level, a lot of females engage in this, and that's where the don't tell the parents part comes in. But this couple in Indiana, I think, are devout Christians. They want the daughter or the son, I guess, to go with the biological sex, and the Supreme Court wouldn't hear the case. So as it stands now, I think it's a fait accompli. They have to follow the court dictates on this, or the child be taken out of the home. That's pretty. Yeah, again, devil's in the details. Is there something here that is abusive? I think they would just do it then. I don't think you'd see as much tension around this and in eating disorders in there. But what explains this? Well, there's any number of influences. TikTok is one. Some of the others are this. I know it's amazing, but it's a trendy thing to engage in this. I still think the best way to combat this, where the sweet spot is, women's sports. You know, any person who would make the argument to you that Leah Thomas, any biological male, or even gender fluid or transitioning, should be allowed to compete against females, you know, then they have no credibility. I mean, it is way over the line to anybody. I haven't really run into anybody in everyday life that says, oh, yeah, well, I think they should. Why shouldn't they? Where are they supposed to play? What are you, a bigot? No, they're not out there. It's a winning issue politically, morally, and in every other way, shape, or form. It's a low-hanging fruit. And I would say that our side on that is winning, but it's a close race. Any number of these guys, the LPGA just told this guy who's a male, no, you're not playing in a skirt. We don't like your legs, and you don't play that well anyhow. You're not going to compete on the LPGA tour. But in some other sports, we've seen a mixed reaction, and it goes back and forth. And the most shocking thing is you don't see any big name female. In fact, Billie Jean King, one of the all-time competitors, and I've met her. And I told you the thing at the tennis event. She's coming over because we had tickets through the station, DJ and I, Ro and Luke. And DJ asked her to come over, and she thought we were donors to the played out at St. Joe's. It was the
wait. So like, if I come over, like came over to your house?
No, came over to the table.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We're sitting right above the tennis court, like we're donors there. It was the league. You know, what is it? The
LPGA? No,
yeah, the Philadelphia Futures. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Men and females. Anyhow, and when I told her what I did and said, "Oh, would you like to come on?" Suddenly she had to leave. But how in the world can Billie Jean King, of all people, the ultimate pushing for females in sports against Bobby Riggs, et cetera, right? She was under a lot of pressure. So was he. How in the world would she say it's inclusive to have to play against men? What's so warped there? I mean, it just doesn't there's no sense here for females in there. If you believe in how well this has helped females, big league female sports, makes no sense. All right, so 855-839-1210. I think the greater majority of people are against that play in tennis, basketball, whatever it would be. But they're afraid that the mob will come after them. And the Supreme Court chickens out. They won't hear this case. This is one of those ultimate cases on the issue of how far do parental rights go. You would think it would be a given, but apparently not. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Hit us. We got some good ones on Twitter. I like the last callers. Any holiday. Don't think just Christmas. Don't just think Thanksgiving. Think of some of the summer holidays. How about July 4th? Is there anything with July 4th that is an annoyance. Dan, maybe what some people don't get about bringing stuff to a barbecue, what you should bring. You ought to do your fair share.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to a dinner yesterday, and Ro, you sure one bottle of wine is enough? I said, come on now, one bottle of wine's enough.
I went to a baby's birthday party, one birthday, like
Yes.
1-year-old, and we brought a bottle of wine. Is that appropriate?
Yeah, that's right. The kids got to start sometime.
Yeah, right. Why
Probably, you could have said, hey, in France, the kid's already mixing cocktails.
Bring a nice bottle of Valenzano,
Yeah, the kid would be fine. If he starts with wine, he won't go on the harder
low
things.
level alcohol. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What did Maisie roll on that? Bring the wine?
No, she said sure. Yeah. We got there. There's tons of alcohol, so we fit right in.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
You never know. Can we bring wine? 855-839-1210. You get on board. Let's talk.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Pat writes in the watch the tram car, please, for July 4th. Says it's an annoyance. Do you believe? Well, after driving one, I mean.
Yes. Well, I was hoping to reprise it. It's on my list of things to do for Dom Giordano
So
Day
it's definitely not an annoyance, right?
No, it's necessary.
Yes.
We had people, I'm rolling down on them. I felt like yelling out, I never have driven this before. Get the hell out of the way.
We were slamming down on that button to watch the tram car, please.
Oh, I hit it, in the 5-block area at least 10 times.
Now, were you doing it for the novelty sake or for the necessity sake?
Necessity. I didn't want the lawyers, I'm surprised we ever were able to pull this off. I don't remember signing any documents or anything. Not only that, after I made the turn, they wanted me to do the full boardwalk. They said, why don't you continue? And I'm thinking,
nope.
After I drove off the concrete onto the wood, or I didn't know you start on the concrete, and I just went on some boards for a while. Maybe that wasn't so
I think
good.
the thing only had one pedal too, right? And he still somehow managed to drive with 2 feet.
Yes, I think so. And it's very cramped getting in and out of it and all. It's quite a I don't know how they do it. Particularly you get 100,000 people now.
Yeah.
20,000 people up on the boardwalk on a summer night in July.
Yep.
First of all, you've got to be afraid of tipping over. But then how do they drive around Oak Avenue and all where it gets really crowded with
it's got to be really annoying.
Watch the tram car.
Like I get very frustrated here in Center City when there's lots of crowds and I have to drive through them. I can't imagine what it's like on the boardwalk.
How about a tram car race for Dom Giordano? Now, that would be effective.
Would not be safe, I don't
think.
think.
Yeah. Okay.
Can they do side by side? Like is I guess the boardwalk's strong enough to hold two of them side by side, right? They bring them out to the main street.
We can
drag down Rio what is it called? Rio Grande
with the giant things over the sands. The what are they? The
ATVs?
ATV. Yeah, but they're bigger than that.
Oh, like the side by sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
That might be an adventure.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that seems a little dangerous. Maybe you should do that for Dom Giordano Day. Hey, batteries plus bulbs.
Luke in one, me in the other.
Luke won't sign up.
DJ?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe DJ would do it. Come on.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, he might.
You can be in the passenger seat.
Yeah. Batteries plus bulbs, Mount Laurel and Northfield, 2 big stores. Roy and his staff, trust them to fix your tech, whatever it might be over the years. Now, Roy founded the original batteries plus bulbs in this area. And with that finding 18 years ago, he has it so that this is like a batteries plus bulbs superstore. The manager there, Chris, the sharp master tech guy, and Farah, the store manager, they know their stuff. And the number one goal is to give you hope that they can do something with whatever the issue might be, not just phones. The variety of stuff we've sent people to batteries plus bulbs has been remarkable. They have watch and key fob, lifetime battery replacement guarantee. Pay once and any future replacements are free. Something new, too, they're doing this year. You mention my name when you stop into Roy's stores on Route 73 in Mount Laurel and Tilton Road in Northfield. And you'll be entered to win a $50 gift certificate to use at the Mount Laurel and Northfield locations. No purchase necessary. Yeah, just run in now, take a look. Hey, buy something. Hey, Dom Giordano. All right, thanks. Sign that man up. You can reach him at 856-638-0778. And if you have something maybe that has not just everyday value, but sentimental value, they take great care. Whatever the tech issue is, this is the place to go. Batteries plus bulbs. 856-638-0778.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Are you concerned about your child struggling in school? Do they need more of a challenge? Now's the time to make the call to Kathy Ganna and New Hope Academy in Yardley and Doylestown at 800-300-0003. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever by helping them now. For over 3 decades, New Hope Academy founder Kathy Ganna, a pioneering educator and entrepreneur who created the NHA model, has been utilizing state-of-the-art solutions to uncover ways where your child could avoid struggling and succeed. At New Hope Academy, there's a student-teacher ratio of 2 to 1, allowing for students to deal with many disorders, including high anxiety, social, and emotional, and including bipolar. Do not wait. Remember, only the best teachers can work at NHA. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. 90% of NHA graduates pursue a college education. Call Kathy today at 800-300-0003. Online, newhopeacademy.net. Call New Hope Academy today.
Start April the right way with some Phillies baseball when the Reds come to town on Monday, April 1st and Tuesday, April 2nd, both at 6:40, and Wednesday, April 3rd at 1:05. Grab tickets now at phillies.com. Join us for April baseball that's sure to rock when the Rockies visit CBP on Monday, April 15th and Tuesday, April 16th, both at 6:40, and Wednesday, April 17th at 6:05. Secure your seats at phillies.com.
Listen to Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sunday mornings at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Learn about investing, tax strategies, and more. Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Designers, excavators, engineers, architects, listen up. What are you doing? We're working here. If you want to save time, effort, and money on your next underground utility project, start using Pennsylvania One Call System's Coordinate PA application. Coordinate PA is the next generation of utility coordination that allows you to easily transfer and manage your complex projects from start to finish, all the way from the designer to the excavator. Be prepared for your next underground utility project with Coordinate PA. Makes sense. Visit pa1call.org to learn more.
Weather sponsored by Tommy D's Home Improvement Center.
We are back to reality today as the weather pattern returns to more typical for mid-March. Partly sunny, breezy, and much cooler with a high 52. Tonight, chilly night, partly cloudy with a low 34. And another cool day on Tuesday, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 50.
Renovating a kitchen or building one from the ground up? Tommy D's Home Improvement Center is your go-to for quality kitchen cabinets, flooring, and molding at affordable rates. Visit their showroom in Philadelphia or visit their website, TommyD's.com.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
Dom Giordano's show. Welcome in. The big breaking story is that President Trump unable to get a bond for the $464 million judgment. So what happens is when you file for judgment, you have to have that bond or put up the money, or they can now seize stuff to match the $464 million judgment. Hold that in escrow, I guess, so to speak. So the headlines Democrats are trying to put out there is, oh, maybe this guy is not a billionaire. So they don't like billionaires, but now they're saying maybe he's not a billionaire. It's a double game. Why can't he come up with that cash? Well, that's a lot of money to come up with on the spot. Yeah, I'm not sure that billionaires, they'd be stupid to have $464 million in cash. It's in assets. It's in properties. It's in things of that nature. So watch this play out with Trump Tower. Will they go in and try to seize it? Jim Jordan over the weekend, Dan, I didn't see it here. If you find it, it was on media. I'd have thought I sent it. Maybe I didn't. Jim Jordan in Ohio went through a list controlled by the left. And it apparently took a number of minutes of the things he said, including the NBA. So there's a lot of truth to that. And the guy that we had on a little while back, the anti-squatter law guy that comes in as a service, helps you. Apparently, I'm watching it on Fox Now. I saw it all weekend. Is amazing how much of a hit this guy is. It's happening all over the place. And people are asking, well, how did we get to this? And there are two elements. One is lawlessness that we have in many big cities. And two, a spin on squatters' rights that is being taken to the extreme. One is a Beverly Hills home now. And these people are smarter in that apparently one of them always stays there. So it's going to be hard to get the home back from them. I just can't even believe the agony people must go through that have property. And the third part is this. Too many people in this country don't think property rights are supreme. That if you have a property right to something, you own it. That's it. They don't think it's any big deal if people, do whatever they want with it, including squatters. We have to have this guy back on the show. He was very buttoned up, very good, and apparently incredibly in demand. All right, we got an update. Scott Presler coming at 2, but Bill's been updating us in Bucks County on mail-in ballots. Hey, Bill, good afternoon.
Good afternoon there, Dom and Dan, Jim, Dave and Walter, and maybe even Lane if he's around. Anyway, the update on the absentee and mail-in ballots of the 140th special election we had last month in Bucks County.
Yes.
The Democrat got 3,300 mail-in ballots. The Republican, Candace Cabanas, as you know, you had her on your air, she only got 532.
Wow.
So the spread was 2,700 mail-in ballots favoring the Democrats in that special election, and the turnout was only 23.4%. So
yeah,
look, but anyway,
that is a hard district, but you know what? The Republicans just signing off on any kind of effort. That's what that's about when you have that bad of a situation with mail-in ballots. I mean, that's close to 6 times the rate that Democrats
What are
have.
the Republican committee people doing out there in Middletown Township and Falls Township? What are they doing?
No, exactly. That's why, look, we can't put it all on one man, but Presler has been given the golden nod by the RNC. That's startling to me, that, Bill, given how backward the Republican operation is in places like Bucks County and the state of Pennsylvania.
But there is something new I just saw the other day come through the Republican State Leadership Committee. I don't know if you know about it. They have a new website, skiptheline.pa.vote, that will get you right to the mail-in ballot site.
That's good. PA. That's good. That's novel. But what this takes,
that's something new.
Yeah, what this takes is inspiring armies of volunteers to talk with people, to get them to see this is the way to go. And that's what Presler does. The website's nice. I support it. That's good news.
Yeah. Well, as you know, you have Republican call-ins on your show, and they don't trust the mail-ins. They don't think they're going to be counted. They don't think they're legit. And we're getting whacked in Bucks County by it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, 3,300 to 532 in that special election there. Even more, the state Supreme Court, what happened? I mean, we had a guy call the other day and say, well, I don't trust these people in the post office. Look, next time we get Laura Trump on, which I think will be soon, she's also set up operatives who are very good on election integrity and what they're laying out. And I hope they even take ads, do as many shows as you can. If you're caught violating even one vote, doing whatever, we are going to try to put you in jail for the maximum in each and every case. That's the defensive part. That's necessary too. But you want to keep on coming up with stuff like, I don't trust them in the post office. Okay. Then we're ceding the field to Democrats then. That's what you're saying. 3,300 to 532 in that race. You know, and this is not a new concept. We've been through this several times. All right, 855-839-1210. I think there's something special about the law in Dan Time with Dom. You can hit me with Dan. And I have a response set for that. Something that's happening in Washington State. That's straight ahead. And your calls. And then Scott Presler at 2 o'clock. Hey, from upsets to buzzer beaters, nothing compares to college basketball in March. All kinds of situations. I still was thinking today, how in the world did Kentucky, if I were coaching Kentucky, when Christian Laettner, I think I saw pictures of it today, must be an anniversary of it or something, here in Philadelphia, beat Duke. Duke beat Kentucky. What was there, 2 seconds left or 1.5? There's no way I'm losing that game there. There's just no way. I know exactly. I'm not letting him catch it. 2.1. I'm not letting him catch the ball in front of me and shoot at the foul line. He's going to have to throw it over top of me to do that. And I think I have a good chance of, I mean, what were they thinking? That's one of the all-time buzzer beaters, though. FanDuel is giving everyone who's on the wrong end of one of those moments a no-sweat bet from now until March 20th. It doesn't matter if you're new to FanDuel, already have an account. You get bonus bets back if that first bet doesn't win. You can even use your no-sweat bet on a college basketball parlay where you put together a sneaky underdog, a team to watch out for that's there. We'll be giving you some of them this week. And I really like the FanDuel app. Download it if you don't have it now by going to FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M. Make every moment more with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month. A savings of nearly $300 a year.
Whether you need a $100,000 policy or a $10 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. In a hurry? Don't worry. With SelectQuote, you can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable same-day coverage with no medical exam.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-637-9116. That's 1-800-637-9116. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-637-9116. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Spring is approaching fast. It's time for you to get into shape and ready for the warmer weather. For over a decade, NJ Diet has helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. You are fully supervised the entire time to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations close by in King of Prussia, Cherry Hill, and Newark, or available from home with live online video consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET, 855-5NJ-DIET, or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. Get ready for spring weather with njdiet.com.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet.
It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/value to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/value to get our $9 offer. legacybox.com/value.
All Dom Giordano listeners, follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
It's Dan time
I can handle things. I'm smart, not like everybody says.
with Dom.
Dom, your dreams have come true. I think it's been pretty common knowledge now. Sorry, it's Dan time with Dom. Dom's producer Dan Borowski here. It's been pretty common knowledge on the Dom show that you went to law school, right?
Yes, one moot court. Let's put that up on the board.
You
Big
won
time.
moot. So how long did you spend in law school, first off?
It was night school, at least. It was 2 years at least.
And did you practice an apprenticeship or internship at all?
No, who would? No. I wasn't at that point. But did I tell you that I did win moot court against like 50 people?
Well, what was the moot court about?
It was the Sullivan case about how much of a public figure is a person before you could be defamed or not.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
New York Times versus Sullivan, or Sullivan versus New York Times.
I bring this all up because Washington State Supreme Court now is the second state to now rule that the bar exam is no longer required to become an attorney in their state. So if Oregon was the first state to do it, now Washington, other states, including Minnesota, Nevada, South Dakota, Utah, are all examining alternate pathways to licensure for attorneys. So I'll give you the 3 different ways attorneys can now get licensed in this state, Dom. But first off, just overall thoughts. We're kind of removing merit a little bit, aren't we?
No, I don't think so. I never saw the bar exam or had took it, Dan, but as I remember, it's a little bit I saw, it's kind of gibberish. It doesn't really mean you can practice law. You know, it's one of those barriers they're trying to keep out more people practicing law, I think.
Well, Supreme Court Justice Raquel Matoya Lewis says these recommendations come from a diverse body of lawyers in private and public practice, academics and researchers who contribute to insight immense. They mentioned the task force found that the traditional exam disproportionately and unnecessarily blocks marginalized groups from becoming practicing attorneys. So, Dom, here are the 3 ways that they can now become lawyers. Law school graduates can complete a 6-month apprenticeship while being supervised and guided by a qualified attorney, along with finishing 3 courses. They can become practice ready by completing 12 qualifying skill credits and 500 hours of work as licensed legal intern. Upon completion of those requirements, they would submit a portfolio of work to waive the bar exam. Or lastly, law clerks can become lawyers without enrolling in law school by completing standardized educational materials and benchmarks under the guidance of a mentoring attorney, along with the 500 hours of work as a licensed legal intern. So it seems like almost like how they offer pathways for union type jobs is what they're now doing for lawyers, apprenticeships, internships.
Well, look, I would say truth in advertising, though, Dan. You know, the lawyer should have to disclose he didn't take and pass the bar exam.
Do you think this lessens the quality of lawyers in a general sense, though?
No, see, I don't believe it's about that. I believe that the bar exam is just, a kind of a paper chase here. I'm very sensitive toward these licensure things. For example, hair braiding in New Jersey, stuff like this.
Yeah.
People that can do it, and yet they make them go through 15 hours of whack-a-mole, 1,500 or so, before they can practice their craft.
For the breweries. I mean, the breweries.
Yeah. So what I would say is, though, you got to disclose that you did not take or pass the bar exam. And if a person says, hey, I'm not going to a Borowski, that guy didn't take the bar exam, okay.
Principles aside, though, would you hire an attorney that did not pass the bar exam? compared to an attorney who did pass the bar exam?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I would too. I'd be more biased towards that did pass the bar exam the traditional way.
Yeah, but I think it's another barrier that could be removed, again, as long as people know. Now, do I think they ought to be doing death penalty cases right out of the box? No. I mean, come on. That might be a little bit more difficult.
Tiny Bubbles over on YouTube says that's just what the country needs is more lawyers. Jelly Roll, you hear him behind us. Huge skyrocket to fame. He was in an interview with GQ this past week, and I want to tell you this one, Dom, because I know your thoughts on this. But he has all the facial tattoos, and he's just covered from head to toe in tattoos.
Yes.
He says he hates almost all of his tattoos. He says, what the F was I thinking when I got them?
Exactly. We saw Seinfeld, by the way. If you see him in person, Dan, he is a much stronger performer than he comes across in the TV thing.
Yeah.
In other words, he's aggressive. No profanity, though. And he talked about marriage. It was hilarious. It was unbelievable. But Ro and I did see this woman and just had these giant tattoos walking with a cocktail dress on, covering both.
I think it's attractive.
Both calves.
It can be attractive if it's done correct. Not like Jelly Roll. I mean, Jelly Rolls are.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. No.
The tramp stamp is never going to be.
Let me ask you about Seinfeld, though. Is he still doing is it? He's never been really raunchy, but he's kind of been. He's pushed the line to a degree. Is he seeing any kind of pushback with cancel culture? Is he adjusting how he's performing? Does he talk about it at all, or does he just completely
ignore it? He didn't talk about it. No. Maybe casino crowd's a little bit different. He didn't. It was almost all in marriage.
I think he stated in the past that he doesn't perform college campuses,
That's right. Yeah, he said some stuff that was hilarious, but maybe people think was insensitive in marriage.
It's sad. I don't know if college campuses can handle any comedy, because if anyone they could handle, I would think it would be Seinfeld.
No, but I was glad Ro, doesn't like Seinfeld, the TV show, but loved what he did.
Really?
It's great stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the TV show is just an encapsulation of this.
And to end that night, I had ziti at Andre's, and I had some for lunch left over the next day.
You don't order things at restaurants that you can make at home, especially when the wife is
another
excellent at
Borowski
baking,
rule. That's the top 10 Borowski rules. Yes.
That's all I got for Dan time today.
All right, coming up, big 2:00 hour. Scott Presler kicks it off. He's now working with the RNC. Going to open an office in Philadelphia, he told me. All right, we'll get into all that. Where should he open it? Where would you suggest? Right next to Larry Krasner's might be a start.
Not a bad idea.
It's building centrally located. Right down the hall. Scott Presler sees Larry Krasner every day. 855-839-1210.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Make lifetime memories with your family and friends when you book your stay at the beautiful Oceanfront Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Book a June midweek package and save. Stay 3 nights, receive $60 a night in resort credits. Stay 5 nights, get $70 a night. Stay 7 nights and receive $80 a night. Use your resort credits on purchases in Hemingway's restaurant, the outdoor pool bar, beach concession, or in the gift shop. Book direct with them for the best rates. Call 800-257-8550 or visit them online at grandhotelcapemay.com.
Dawn here. Are you looking to improve the health of your lawn? Look no further. Natural Lawn of America has been creating green, lush lawns quickly, more naturally, and with fewer weeds for more than 35 years. Their certified specialists tailor their treatments to your lawn-specific needs, reducing the need for chemicals and creating a safer lawn for your entire family. Call today. Take advantage of Natural Lawn's limited time offer. Free seeding every year. 800-FREE-SEED or naturallawn.com. Greener grass, fewer weeds. Guaranteed.
Although you try not to, most of us have used an ATM out of network.
And at the end, you get that notice that it's going to cost you $4 extra.
Are you kidding me?
So you're paying money to get your own money. It makes you crazy. In retirement, you're going to want to use that 401k, but every time you dip into it, you have to pay taxes. Here we go again. You have to pay money to get your own money.
Oh, come on!
Jim Cipriotti and the Retire Ready Financial Group believes that every retirement plan needs a tax plan. Without it, you're using Uncle Sam's plan. And do you really think that's going to work in your favor? Call Retire Ready Financial Group today at 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415 and schedule a complimentary retirement consultation. Or you can find them online at retirereadyfg.com. Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Now on Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210, WPHD, WPHD HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, let it sink in. One wish in the 2024 election cycle has been satisfied. Scott Presler is now officially working with the RNC.
Woo!
And he's going to open an office in Philadelphia. He told me yesterday. We need some sites for him. I'm not sure how familiar with Philadelphia he is, Dan, but what would be maximum exposure but not maximum risk?
Good suggestion on Twitter, Dom, from a Donnie.
Yes.
Says, I think Kevin Boyle's packing his things out of Fox Chase office. He might have an opening there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's good. I kind of like right down the hall from Larry Krasner in his building over there, right near like Broad Street.
Got an offer for a chiropractor's office in
that's right, chiropractor's office in Mayfair, which is
share
that's moderate Democrats independence. That's a place you can rack up people. Let's go to the aforementioned Scott Presler. Hey, Scott, welcome back. Congratulations. Will you be wearing a suit and tie now?
Hey, gentlemen. Well, absolutely. I'm happy to wear a suit and tie, but this hair is always going to be flat iron. So I hope they're ready.
So, what?
Well, I got to ask, Scott, are you going to wear a bolo tie or is it going to be like an actual tie?
I will say, well, the belt buckle that you'll see me wearing around, I was given a bolo tie. So, we'll switch it up.
I love it.
It probably will depend on where I am.
I love it.
I don't know the bolo tie. I have to nix that. I can't go along with the bolo tie. Now, if you do, we'll all wear bolo ties to the show, though, just to support you. So, Scott, exactly what is your role now with the RNC?
I will say that what I will share with you is I get a phone call from Laura Trump. So, yes, I can confirm she has called me, and we had a very nice conversation. And she goes, Scott, how are you? I said, well, I'm trending on Twitter. I woke up one morning to find my name trending on Twitter, that everybody was congratulating me, and I got to speak with her. And I'm just, it's exciting to know that the grassroots are going to have a seat at the table. That finally all the people doing the door knocking and phone calling and gun show voter registration and going into the Amish communities, we finally are going to have a voice and a say.
Doing what, though, Scott? What is it that Scott Presler will be in charge of, or you're working with them? We mail-in balloting, registration.
I have explained to you what I'm willing to explain to you at this moment in time. I'm being kind.
Okay, I got you. I don't want to take away state secrets. So, Scott, you did say to me yesterday too that you'll be opening an office in Philadelphia. That's a plan.
Yes. So, well, I'm going to announce a press release tomorrow. You guys are getting exclusive news that we are going to have an office in Butler County, Pennsylvania, which is critical to our success this November, Southwest PA. That's 60,000 votes right there for Donald Trump. And we are also going to have an office in Pike County, which is Northeast Pennsylvania. And furthermore, I just got news that, yes, we're going to open up an office in Philly. And we want to make it clear, we are not running away from Allegheny and Philadelphia counties. In fact, on the early vote action application, if you go to your iPhone or your Android right now and download early vote action, we have postcard and text messaging campaigns that we are reaching out to right-leaning I's, independents, and right-leaning D's. We're not just focusing on Republicans, because the minority communities are coming over to the Republican Party, and we want to help plant those seeds now in preparation for this November.
You're exactly right. And you probably understand this, but listeners sometimes may not. Philadelphia, a lot of people vote Democrat, union people, et cetera. They don't support anywhere near where the Democrat Party has gone. It's more of a function of just growing up in Philadelphia and people. It's a Democrat town. It's probably the last big one, but they're very peelable with the right approach in reaching them and the right candidate. And Trump is somebody who reflects, I think, a lot of these people.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why, kind of keep your calendar open, gentlemen, please, around April 6th. That's when I hope to come to Philly. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm spending the next month in Pennsylvania. I'm already feel like I'm living here. I'm looking at houses. So keep your fingers crossed that you may be welcoming me as one of your neighbors soon to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. But we're going to do a very overt cleanup, sometime in the future in Kensington, in Philadelphia, and we're going to be MAGA'd out. We're going to be Trumped out. We're going to show that the destructive Democrat policies of decay that have held Philadelphia back, we're going to come in and show that Republicans are there to help the city, that we actually want to achieve and provide for the American dream for everyone. That's what this is about. And the focal issue that we're going to see places like Detroit and Milwaukee and Philadelphia, we're going to see those margins come over to the right like never before, because we're seeing in real time that the Democrat Party is really choosing illegal immigrants over Black, white, and brown American citizens. That is the issue of this election.
Scott Presler with us. Scott, Dan points out that maybe you know this, that the weekend you mentioned, April 6th, that WrestleMania is coming to town, and it's even bigger than usual. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We got to be right. There. We got to broadcast from there. Scott Presler, as people come into WrestleMania, this is a new portfolio on top of your Amish gun shows.
I gotta
Israel,
say, I mean, a lot of the demographic of wrestling watchers have to lean conservative, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, and just think about it. I mean, you want to talk about gun shows at a wrestling match. Oh my gosh, there's going to be so much toxic masculinity and tattoos and beards and oh my gosh. I mean, we have to be there.
Oh, without a doubt. And or maybe you don't, which WrestleMania was it where Trump was in a hair match with Vince McMahon? It's like 10 or 15 years ago, I'd say, Dan. So President Trump is very aware of the pro wrestling
very
scene.
Big bringing them to Atlantic City too.
And Scott, I think, Dan, where are they holding the event? Is it outdoor?
At the Link. Yeah.
Oh, it's at the Link.
Yeah.
So we're talking, there could be, because not everybody gets tickets, they show up for the vibe. There could be 80 to 100,000 people coming through there.
Than that, I would say.
Well, over the course of the whole period of time.
I think 150,
150, Scott.
There's
there
conventions, there's sideshows, there's so much going on.
We need volunteers. We need a Presler belt that could be for the person that gets the most volunteers or the most people registered. I'm glad you're coming on that date. And you think you'll do a cleanup on that date?
Well, don't tease me, gentlemen. But yes, no, that sounds wonderful. Well, I'll tell you, no, I love this. If you guys are listening right now and you're a viewer, a listener of the Dan Giordano show, if you have these kind of tips, I don't know everything. This is what I love. Like, I'm a nerd. The other day I was Googling voter registration and I hear that Erie County, Pennsylvania is extending their voter registration by 1 day. And I was like, why? Get this. There's an eclipse on April 8th. Did you know that? An eclipse is happening. And so 250,000 people are coming to Erie County, Pennsylvania. And if 250,000 people coming, that we are going to be there to register voters.
The eclipse. I can see
Erie
the sunglasses.
County. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I saw that Laura Trump statement too, even getting it, NASCAR and these other things. But Scott,
Yes.
we want to encourage this. And I think this is the first early vote action newsletter I got. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it was last week too. I looked at it today and it shows people where you are, the sort of response you're getting, and what they can do to have a part of it.
Exactly. And thank you for signing up for the newsletter. So Dan's talking about now at earlyvoteaction.com. If you're not on Twitter or my other social media applications, please sign up for the newsletter at earlyvoteaction.com. And it tells you what we did last week, What we're focusing on this week, and even if you're not in the area of Philly or at the Eclipse in Erie County, what you can do even from the comfort of your home, like we're writing postcards from across the country into Luzerne County, Bucks County, Center County, and Philadelphia. So you can actually reach out to these Philadelphia voters at this very moment in time. And we got new data today, gentlemen, that shows that we are inching closer and closer. Bucks County is about 2,000 voters away. Center County is about 1,233 away. And Luzerne County is almost shy of being under 3,000. These methods are making a difference.
Without a doubt, Scott. So the Pennsylvania primary, too, you really have talked about this every time you're on, and I agree. It's spring training for people to do these activities, and it's a great time. It's low risk, et cetera, to get your feet wet, and then you will feel pretty good if you do it in the general election.
Yes, so April 23rd is the presidential primary. It's also the primary for Congress, state rep, et cetera. And I know that we have some very competitive state rep races in Philly. So if you're listening and you are one of those Republicans that sometimes registers as a Democrat to vote in their politics, I do encourage you, please register, change your voter registration as a Republican so you can participate in our Republican primary on April 23rd. The last day to register, as I mentioned, is April 8th. So if you want to do that, please, you can go to PA, like Pennsylvania, PA Voter Services .pa, like Pennsylvania, .gov, pavoterservices.pa.gov. Register, change your party affiliation, and make sure that you have a plan to vote on Tuesday, April 23rd in the primary.
Excellent. And to follow you on Twitter gives inspiration, gives people a shot at realizing how doable this is. Where do we go for Scott Presler?
Please, you can go to at Scott Presler, SCOTTPRES1SLER. And I'll tell you, this social media, it's having an impact. I just picked up 25,000 followers in 2 weeks. And I have people, everyone saying, Scott, I want you to register my daughter. She just turned 18. Or Scott, I'm a construction worker. I've never voted my entire life. I want you to register me to vote. So we are making waves. We are having an impact. And if we continue this work, we will be victorious this November.
Without a doubt, I'm marking down on the calendar, though, April 6th, and this is, we got to do something special around this. WrestleMania. That's what this is about. Hey, Scott, thank you, as always. Thanks for coming on. I know you're really pressed with the stuff you're doing. Anytime. We love having you.
Hey, thank you so much, gentlemen. Have a good start to your week.
All right, there is Scott Presler here on Talk Radio 1210. Where will he land? And, Dan, are you going to WrestleMania?
I wish. It's so expensive, man.
Oh, how much is it?
Oh, it's like at least so an obstructed view ticket. Last I saw,
yeah.
So $250, $300. Yeah, you sit in the lower bowl for no less than $600.
Are there?
Per ticket.
Is it a one-day thing?
2 days. 2 days.
2 days.
So it's 2 days spread over 2 days with
Right.
2 main events. I think Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, The Rock, all involved in these main events. And the reason why I say more than 80, 100,000 is because in the stadium alone, that's what they're going to fit for one of the days. So they have 2 days of tickets sold. You could buy a 2-day package, but I mean, you're talking over $1,000 if you want to buy that. But you also have the WrestleCon convention. You have an event by AEW being held at the Leah Core Center up in Temple. And then Saturday during the day, you have essentially the minor league for WWE, NXT, having another event that's a cheaper option for those that want to be involved in WrestleMania weekend without going to the event itself. So there's tons of people coming down to South Philly and the Philadelphia area for WrestleMania. Hey, we should be out there. I think it's a great job for a great time for Scott.
Definitely. Is the 6th a Saturday?
Yes, and the 7th Sunday.
We're off the air.
But 5th, I mean, there's
definitely. We'll see.
WrestleCon starts the 5th.
Yeah, if he wants to come on the 5th to do something, then definitely. Yeah, we'll have to talk to Greg. So 855-839-1210. A bit cagey over exactly what he's going to do. That's fine. He's putting out a release. I don't want to step on that. Side question. St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Give us a holiday and give us maybe an irritation, an annoyance with any holiday. Think a little bit outside the box. Think of some more of the minor holidays is the way to go. But I think the RNC, the problem is, I don't have faith they're going to have to bypass the state Republicans and certainly the Philadelphia Republican Party. I mean, they're obstacles almost more than actually doing. How does this one guy get it? And they can't seem to channel that. What is the thing that's missing here of going to these events, going to these groups, picking off voters that once you get them in the fold and they vote by mail-in ballot, you're set. This is what Democrats are doing. We just need a little bit more of it. But we can't be, our guy Bill in Bucks told us in that special election race, Democrats got 3,300 mail-in ballots. This was a House seat. And it's a House seat to determine the balance of power. Republicans only had 532. There was a snowstorm, if you remember, that day. Makes a difference. That happened in New York in the congressional seat. Same thing. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Jump in here. Give me your reaction to that. And also the side question here. Well, you've been, oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to go do something else. Thank you. You can always play it. Yes. Got mesmerized by Scott Presler here. All right, Dan, what is the backstory today?
Yeah, Dom, today's it might be a speed dial because it's an all-time great, but it's the first ever recording on this day in history. I don't want to give the year, but it's a long, long time ago. This person laid down their first recording, Dom, and I'm going to play it back, and I want the first caller to call in with the name of the artist, the person singing here. They're not the original, but the person singing here, their first ever recording recorded today. They win the prize, Dom. Here is your clue. Take a listen. You recognize it?
Sounds like the woman singing in Saving Private Ryan as the Germans were coming in. Remember that? They found a recorder. I don't know how they had electricity there anywhere in the village. It was bombed out, but they did.
Yes.
Yeah. I have no clue. That's what it sounds like to me.
Today, Don, we're playing for a pair of tickets to see Rain, a tribute to the Beatles, May 10th, 2024 at the Miller Theater in Philadelphia. Tickets and more information, visit ensembleartsphilly.org.
And I've been to, not the Beatles, but I've been to that theater on those kind of tributes, and it's a great spot. So
I would say that this person compares to the Beatles in level of relevancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit us with that, and you're off to see the Beatles. Well, I don't want to overpromise here. Yeah. 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board on Talk Radio 1210.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
Hi, it's John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sunday mornings at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210. If you or someone you know has been diagnosed with cancer or undergoing treatments that cause severe fatigue or brain fog, medical hydration may be right for you. Dr. Molly Fantasia of Innovative Medical Associates has more than 30 years experience in helping cancer patients to improve their quality of life.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people
across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Nutrients delivered right to the cells support your immune system through surgery, chemotherapy, or wherever you may be on your cancer journey. Visit innovativemedicalassociates.com to schedule a free consultation with Dr. Molly in their Marlton, New Jersey office. And join us on Sunday mornings at 8 and again at 4 for Health Watch to learn more about the benefits of medical hydration for cancer, autoimmune diseases, and more.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his knee at the gym one day, and it just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100% feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000. 215-999-3000.
My father taught me never put yourself in a situation where you have to say you're sorry. Great advice, right? So why do you only have one key to your car? Seriously, don't wait until you're apologizing to your wife or husband, or even worse, your boss, because you lost your keys. Save yourself that headache. Head to McCausland Lock Service and get yourself a spare. You're supporting small business when you do, and saving up to half of what you'd pay at a dealer. Call McCausland Lock Service for a quote today. 610-430-1500. 610-430-1500.
The Phillies are back.
And it's gone! Number 300 by Harper in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Listen to Philadelphia Phillies spring training games every Saturday and Sunday, live on the free Odyssey app with Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Walk him off, Kyle Schwarber!
Fransky in LA, live this spring on Sports Radio 94 WIP. Your Phillies, your Odyssey. AUDACY. Download the free Odyssey app today. Live games available for fans and market only.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
It's the Money Melody.
Where's all the money gone?
Show me the
money. All right, let's hear the clue today. And if you win, you're headed off to see a pair of tickets to see Rain, a tribute to the Beatles at a great spot here in Philadelphia. Dan, let's hear the clue. All right, let's see what Deborah and Maple Shade can do. All right, Deborah, who's singing?
I'm going to say Frank Sinatra.
Wow. How did you get that, Deborah? What gave it away?
I don't really know, but I know my father's family lived in Hoboken when he was living there when he was a kid.
All right, well, that's a connection.
Were they
We're intuiting that. Yes.
Were they hanging out on the corner?
Yes, my grandmother didn't really like him. She didn't want her daughters near him.
Oh, well, I won't go into that. I'll put you on hold, Deborah, and you are a winner. You're off to see the Beatles. By the way, that triggered something I didn't get to today that I'm relishing. The travails of Tammy Murphy. All right. Who
God save the Queen
is running. That's right. Running for the Senate. And she talked about, we used to play that, meeting this handsome man, Phil Murphy. Oh, man. Little error in judgment there that she mentioned. And it's not Hoboken, but it is the mayor, I believe, of Jersey City, Dan, has called upon Tammy Murphy to withdraw in favor of Representative Kim. Because even the Attorney General, Phil Murphy's Attorney General, has filed to say the system they use in Jersey might be more corrupt than Philadelphia. I mean, it's a stretch. They use the coffee can in Philadelphia. You put your name in there and they pull it out, and that's where your ballot position is when you run for mayor and things like that.
I wish you were joking.
No, it's a coffee can.
It
They
really
call it the
is.
magic coffee can. And look, you want to have your name. I think the prime position is the first position right up there at top. Well, in Jersey, they do that even on a more grand level. And there is a constitutional challenge to this now. And the Attorney General of the state of Jersey is the driving force. And this would stop Tammy Murphy from having that prime position, which is the only thing she's got going for her at this point, I think. So the mayor calling upon her to resign around things like this. I don't know if the word disgraceful is in there. I didn't print that part out, but Hoboken triggered that. And anything that Tammy Murphy's involved in here in which there are hurdles is good news, even though several people tell me that Kim would be harder for the Republican to beat, but Menendez running as an independent might be able to throw it to the Republican.
No way he does that, huh?
What, runs as a,
yeah.
I think he's forcing him. Oh, yeah? You want to try to take my gold bars away? I'll run
man.
as an independent.
Don't take my gold bars.
But would people, even in Jersey, would 1 or 2% or more vote for Menendez out of spite?
No.
Latino votes? You don't think so? What'd you set if he runs as an independent, I'll set the over and under at 1.5.
I mean, I think, yeah. You think 1.5?
They see his name.
How
They
many
don't
is
know
that,
anything.
like-
It's Jersey. They just hit Menendez.
I think a smattering, like 78 total votes.
70 across the whole state.
Across the whole state.
They apparently are worried about it. It's a bargaining chip that he has here. I'll run as an independent.
While we're speaking about romance, just
Yes.
on this song, just a quick note.
Yes.
Some sources say that this song, which actually is an original recording by Frank Sinatra, the first time it was sung, Larry
Right.
Clinton, Buddy Bernier wrote it. But I just wanted to bring up the rumors around this song is that he recorded it allegedly a day before he married his first wife, Nancy. But he was 24 years old, 1939, Dom. On this day, Frank Sinatra laid down his first ever recording.
Boy, that's a mixed bag with Sinatra. Was he married to all these? Let me go through them. Ava Gardner. How do you go from Ava Gardner to Mia Farrow?
Yeah.
That is just,
yeah.
I've never seen the appeal of Mia Farrow. Rosemary's Baby, she was excellent, but not any kind of appeal that I could see there. Ava Gardner, that's a different story.
You
Might
think
be,
Ronan Farrow is, the child of Frank Sinatra? As a
yeah, possibly.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kind of does, has the jawline,
Yeah. A couple of other things. A police source sent us something that we saw in Bucks County, 2 shelter-in-places over the weekend. The more serious, meaning the ones where death was caused, the one that made national news. Listen to this counselor at the local school there talking about, all right, we'll have, grief counselors, guidance counselors for kids that are upset by what happened over the weekend. But then I think goes astray talking about sorrow for the shooter also. I don't know about you, Dan. When I see somebody just murdering people in this manner, I don't think calling attention to, shouldn't we feel sorry for the shooter too? Because I believe at some level, no matter how disturbed you are, you got to know you're killing people.
I don't have that ready for
You don't have it yet?
No,
Okay.
no,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
all
little
I'm saying.
fuzzy
Give
what
me
we're
one
working on. Okay. When we get it ready before the end, we'll play that. And also Joe Biden's sneakers. Now, this is the most blatant of them trying to protect Biden from falling, apparently, not just up the flights of the airplane, but he's wearing these around as walking around shoes. And these look like the type of shoe, they're not I'm still not a fan, Dan, and you don't wear it, that's the sneaker shoe with a suit, do you?
No, I do.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear it with I think
sneaker boots more so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it looks stylish with jeans or just a pair of dress pants. A suit, though, I still don't see that. Anyhow, the Biden shoes, though, look like the shoes that referees wear. They're a sneaker, but they look like a shoe a little bit. They're black.
They're non-slip.
But they're dorky looking. I mean,
yeah.
Couldn't they custom make him a pair? And I can't play it on the air, Dan, but if you Google for your own entertainment, Lyndon Johnson calling the head of Hager Slacks wanting more room in particular areas of his body.
Oh,
my
no.
God. You'll see what I mean.
I don't need that image, though.
Oh, my God. Yeah. But how can they send him out there with these on and think that people are not going to notice? You know, you got to be careful. Dress shoes can be slippery, but this is taking it to another level. All right, 855-839-1210. You get in. All right, let's go. Oh, this is a good one, I think, too, Dan. Excuse me. You got the clip? Okay. Hold the clip up. We'll play that coming up. Joe of Exton is ready, and I shared this annoyance of the holidays with them. Let's go to Joe of Exton on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Joe, good afternoon.
Yes, hello, Dom, and happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Joe.
With the crime rate ever increasing with shootings, carjackings, and shopliftings, churches might consider canceling the midnight mass event.
Yeah, well, where I grew up, Joe, and for years I've talked about this on the air, they have canceled a lot of these in places in Philadelphia. And it's unheard of, Dan. It used to be the men of the holy name. One guy's name was Bomber, his first name. I won't say the last. You're not going to be fooling around with a guy like Bomber at the door.
Are you guys filing grievances against midnight mass, though?
No. Joe's saying it's sad that it's come to this, that they might cancel it. Right, Joe?
Yes, Dom. It used to be an event which people used to look forward to.
Yeah, Dan, a lot of cancellations of that. It's going on for a while.
Joe, do you have kids? Like, I've always wondered, like, going to midnight mass with the kids and waking them up the next morning, or do they still wake up at the 5:30, 6 a.m., or is part of the strategy of going to midnight mass to get the kids to sleep in a little bit? So
no. You don't want to take 5-year-olds. I'll set the over and under at like 10, 11, or 12 that you take them to it. It is a big deal. A lot of places have gotten rid of it. People are unruly. They show up drunk and or violent. All right, 855-839-1210. Coming up, we'll play you one of the, I guess, the head counselor at the school district where this guy allegedly shot a lot of people over the weekend, ended up in Trenton surrendering. And part of it is saying, well, you got to feel sorry for the shooter. Really? Why do we? All right. You've been hearing me talk about rescue supplements for years. Well, Rescue Natural Supplements has launched a free personalized health survey that prioritizes all of your health goals. So whether you've been taking rescue products for years or don't know where to start, in just 5 minutes, discover tailored rescue supplements that fill the gaps in your nutritional needs. That means no more guessing on products at the store or ignoring the issues altogether. The best part? Right now, you'll get a whopping 50% off recommended products after completing the survey. To get started, go to res-q.life. Again, it's res-q.life. Or call them, 800-26-ALIVE. That's 800-262-5483. Get help from a knowledgeable rescue product consultant. Now, I took the short survey. It only takes a couple minutes. You'll be blown away to see the results, a connection between what you say about yourself and what rescue can offer. Don't wait. Just visit res-q.life. Get 50% off recommended products. Do it today.
We are back to reality today as the weather pattern returns to more typical for mid-March. Partly sunny, breezy, and much cooler with a high 52. Tonight, chilly night, partly cloudy with a low 34. And another cool day on Tuesday, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 50.
Weather sponsored by Apple Vacations. If you want to go on vacation without the hassle of planning a vacation, keep listening. Apple Vacations specializes in effortless vacation planning. It's like turning on easy mode. Book your vacation to Riu Hotels and Resorts on applevacations.com or call your travel advisor to get started today.
I was afraid to cut the cord, but once I did, I couldn't believe it took so long to do it. Paying too much for my cable bill had become a bad habit. I either wasn't getting what I wanted or never knew where to find any of my favorite shows until it was too late. Plus, the prices just kept going up. Thankfully, I discovered a new way to watch called Philo. For just $25 a month, I can catch all my favorite shows on networks like BET, MTV, and TLC. It even has Nickelodeon for my kids. I can watch anytime I want, anywhere I want. Plus, Philo lets me have up to 3 streams at once, so everyone can watch what they want at the same time. Throw in the unlimited DVR that saves all my favorites for up to a year, and this really is the best deal in TV. I just wish I hadn't waited so long. Sound too good to be true? Well, try it out for yourself, and you'll see why people who love TV love Philo. Go to philo.tv, that's philo.tv, and start your 7-day free trial now.
Listen to Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sunday mornings at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Learn about investing, tax strategies, and more. Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sunday mornings at 9. Hoffman's Exterminating, official partner of the Philadelphia Eagles, has been serving Delaware Valley homes and businesses for 34 years, protecting them from pests that threaten our health, food, and property. Hoffman's has also made a commitment to hiring veterans and advancing their post-service careers. Hoffman's is family-owned, prides itself in hiring local, staying local, and supporting the community. Join Hoffman's March 22nd as they support WPHT's Radiothon, benefiting the Travis Manion Foundation. Visit them at hoffmansexterminating.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, Tom Giordano's show, almost the lightning round, coming off St. Patrick's Day. All-time annoyance associated with any holiday is what we're looking for. Here is well-meaning, but I think off-key, and this happens a number of times, a head of counselors at a local school district.
I think she's just a trauma counselor with a program that's brought in or offered to students currently.
Often the students, and they're going to be doing that in the area where this guy methodically went from one place to another, murdering people in his immediate family, it appears, allegedly. A carjacking in there, then ends up in Trenton and ultimately surrendered. Then we had the shelter in place, another one over the weekend. Listen to what she says, particularly, though, this trauma counselor about the shooter.
Unfortunately, when people struggle, they can lash out at other people.
BAME is offering grief counselors and therapy dogs all week, like specialist Trisha Baker and her Scottish collie, Nisha.
My heart goes out to the family. My heart goes out to, all the people who lost their lives, but also, I feel sadness for the shooter, because I am sure he's a young person who was struggling with some sort of mental health disorder, who was not able to get the treatment that he deserved.
Oh, boy. All right, Dan, I'll let you go first. Where do you come down on this?
Like, why is it the first thing that comes to mind? Why are we in society now more concerned about the perpetrator than we are the victims?
Well, right. And if the perpetrator had killed himself, then you might say, this is tragic. It's sad. He couldn't find the right person or modality to do that. But when you go around killing others, but you still have the sensibility to surrender to police in the end, right? No, I got to say the trauma counselor is off here, that there's still an element of rationality here. And I think when the court case comes up, I think they're going to be able to prove that it was methodical to kill these people. And that's all that's needed to me to get the death penalty.
I also don't like the lack of accountability that this brings as well.
Right.
It's exactly. Like, didn't have access to certain health care, so therefore it's somewhat okay that he went crazy and unloaded, clips. That's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I would say, to your point, if you do something that's out of bounds slightly because of some forces that were overwhelming, people understand that. Someone steals a loaf of bread to feed their family argument, okay. But holding up bank after bank or shooting people or targeting people in his family to kill them, no, there's not going to be any. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate to throw that in with the lives that were taken for no reason. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Let's go to Robert in Ben Salem on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Robert.
Hey, how you doing, Dom and Dan? It's good to talk to you guys
Same
today.
here.
After my thoughtful discussion with you yesterday, Dom, I did a little research, and I found out that this TikTok thing is no different than the border bill. With the Treasury Department and the FCC, Biden could stop TikTok by himself with no legislation whatsoever. And I'm just not trying to change your mind, just putting the information out there. And I'll just let that go. But I was going to say, for the side question, people who are allergic to Christmas trees, but I'm going to need Dan later on, so I don't want to alienate him with the bed.
Come on, why are you taking shots, Robert? I've always been so kind to you.
Wait a minute, that was beautifully played. You took the shot, you pretended not to take it.
And it's horrible because, as I say, I always feel like that guy, when I go to people's houses, they're changing. Like my entire wife's family is now switching it up and not getting, real Christmas trees to appease me because of my allergy of, evergreens.
I remember Frank Costanza saying, "Not my kind of guy." That was Maisie's father the first time there.
Ouch.
Yes, ouch.
I kid because I love, Dan. No different than teasing Dom about driving with 2 feet. You know what I mean? But anyway, I have a great idea. The most useless holiday in the world to me is Arbor Day. Okay, celebrate trees, and it's the last Friday of April. And I suggest, Dan, ride with me on this. If you move the celebration of trees to April 20th, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
The holiday has a new life, and you even have a little bridge between the generations. You know what I mean?
That is
guys,
you know what?
you guys have a great day.
I think if we get that to Trump, he might say that at a rally. What's up with April 20th? Why can't we put Arbor Day on that? Can you see that?
I thought he was going to propose an artificial Arbor Day, for people like me.
Dan, I kind of like that idea. If we got it in the right things, Trump would say it, then it'd be called a bloodbath on that day. Yeah, celebrating trees is a great thing. I don't know any particular things on the holiday that are done though that are annoying, other than it's low key.
Well, what kind of trees are we celebrating here on the Dom Show?
Let's see.
Plead the Fifth, yes.
Yeah, I would say an oak tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I go with it.
Oh, we're talking actual trees.
No, I think the tree I like the most is the palm tree. You put a palm tree someplace, it could be wretched all around it, but if you block it with palm trees, it's like you're in a faraway resort.
Palm trees are the best tree.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any debate.
And there are artificial palm trees.
Can we have palm trees here? Like, are we able to grow them?
I don't think they can grow here in Philadelphia climate. We're
going to get a bunch of callers now calling in to correct us. Like, I have a palm tree in my backyard. What are you talking about?
I'm sure they're out there. But the palm tree, I've always wanted one of those. All right, it is the lightning round next. Jump in. This coming off. There's kicking around how many holidays St. Patrick's Day, which Philadelphia celebrated on the 10th. Can someone explain that? They had the parade on the 10th, not the 17th.
Yeah, what is why? Why?
Is that a signal?
It's the same day of the week, is it not?
Is that a signal? We know Italians have lost clout in Philadelphia. Mark Squeal is the only person there. Have the Irish lost clout?
There was a regatta yesterday, wasn't there?
Stotesbury Regatta?
I think there was.
Yeah.
Something going on. But I mean, do the Irish really have to step aside for the regatta? Can't the regatta?
No. In the past, Johnny Dock and the boys and all, Bob Brady, man, they ran Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So Jim Kenny, where's Jim? What would Jim Kenny say about that? Where is Jim Kenny? We have to get a sighting of where he is.
Well,
he hasn't been cited anywhere. I bet the Inquirer has people following to try to
I'm
get
not a big fan of the rat.
There you go.
No.
That is strange that they make them celebrate it on the 10th. Next Columbus Day, they'll want to celebrate on January 2nd or something. right, 855-839.
At least they'll give it to you,
855-839-1210. You can get in on that on the Dom Giordano Show.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
The man accused of going on a deadly shooting spree in Bucks County is behind bars in New Jersey. The Supreme Court is hearing arguments over whether the government can block content on social media. And Drexel Women's Basketball is the lone Philly school that made the men's or women's college tournament.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
Hey, Dawn Stensland here. You've heard me talk about Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding, how much I love my new patio doors. You know by now, if I needed windows, doors, or siding, I'd only trust the Chapman team. If you're thinking of updating your current siding or removing your current stucco and replacing it with siding, think Chapman. With the new updated siding choices available, the curb appeal of your home will pop. If you currently have stucco, updating it with James Hardy plank or vinyl siding will truly add value to your home. If you're looking to sell, you can bet buyers will value updated new siding. And right now would be a good time to get ahead of the ball and plan your siding project for 2024. The certified Chapman installers are the folks you want on the job. If you or someone you know are looking for windows, doors, siding, stucco remediation, shutters, or hardware, give them a call or text them 610-431-8898, ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Chapman, the name I trust. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Comedian Joe Conklin.
Are you rehabbing it all?
I'm rehabbing the injury to get back this year. I am so especially disappointed because I just got a new meniscus for Christmas.
See Joe Conklin's comedy show at the Church of the Incarnation on Main Street in Mantua Township. Saturday, April 20th at St. Luke's Church on Easton Road in Glenside on Saturday, April 27th. And Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday at Parks Casino. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. JoeConklin.com!
If you put the words retirement savings crisis into Google, you'll get about 81 million references to explore. Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, crazy markets, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. Don't trade the stress of work for a new kind of stress in retirement. Call Jim Cipriotti today, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415 to schedule your complimentary retirement second opinion. Or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
The Do That Dental Group is the official dentist of the Philadelphia Eagles, and they would love to care for you too. Do That Dental has over 20 area locations with state-of-the-art facilities, including the latest robotic implant placement technology. The Do That Dental Group has been providing compassionate and pain-free dentistry for over 25 years, is in network with most insurances, and offers easy payment options when you need them. The Do That Dental Group, making dentistry easy. Visit them at PhiladelphiaEaglesDentist.com.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Free speech lives here with Kale and Company weekday mornings. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
All right, hit us post St. Patrick's Day with a holiday annoyance. Any holiday anyway, even Arbor Day. That was a good one. Hit us with that. By the way, I hope to have up tomorrow the first line in our doodles for this year. Ro and I have settled on ours, but Kane and Dan, our promotions person out here said, yeah, the father was Italian, was into wrestling, so all the girls in the family watch wrestling, and she knew exactly who Kane was.
I love it. Yeah, Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
So it's got a lot of views on my Twitter just of his appearance with us. He'll be on the show on Friday during the Radiothon, but hopefully later today we'll have up in several places you'll be able to start the bidding or looking at the doodle from Kane, among others. We're still working on Ro and I. It's around the Barco Lounger, of course. Florida lawmakers have passed a bill to revoke squatters' rights. And I'm sure DeSantis will sign that. And the guy that we had on, Dan, I think it's good to get him back again because of that. But because that's big news. That's where he's been mainly working in Florida. And it's reached a level of ridiculous. This is the type of thing to seize on and ask, who allows this? What kind of system of lawlessness allows that? And to promise that you're going to stop this nonsense. So they've actually passed something that revokes it. Now, getting him out of there is another issue. All right, let's go to Jerry in Wilmington. Jerry on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Jerry, what's your holiday annoyance?
Hi, guys. My friend invited me on for December 23rd to Festivus. I hated that feats of strength in the air of grievances and the meatloaf with leaves on top of it.
They actually did a Festivus?
Yeah, he invited me to Festivus. Feats of strength, air of grievances. Couldn't wait to get out of there.
Oh, boy, we'd be here all day with our grievance airing. Yeah. That's exactly right. The Earl of Tacony next. Hey, Earl, welcome in.
Hey, Dom, Dan, Jim. I would say taking down Christmas lights. I don't mind putting them up. The weather's better. I usually start like November 1st when it's fairly warm. But you have the lights up, and then all of a sudden the weather gets cold and windy. And then when it comes time to go and take them down, the weather's so bad, my lights are still up. They're not on. But I haven't gotten around to actually take them down because the weather is just so bad.
That's a violation.
What's the acceptable limit as to how long the Christmas decorations can stay up? I'm going to ask on a two-tiered question. One, A, outside, and one, B, inside.
Inside for as long as you want. Outside, you got to be considerate. Come on.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. What do you say, Earl?
Well, like I said, it's they're not on, but they're just still hanging there, and mine are 3 stories up. So I do have that going for me.
You're a roofing guy extraordinaire. You got all those tools and whatever. Come on now, you can do it in 5 minutes.
Well, I don't like being out there in the wind and the wet, and just like anybody else.
All right.
Got the King of Christmas on the line. Just a reminder.
Yeah,
you can find Earl on the Tacony's Christmas album.
That's right.
When you ask the DA, he says, "What is the fuss? If you don't like the subway, take a train or a bus."
Relevant as ever.
All right, thank you, the Earl of Tacony. With the Mulligan Summer White House tour firming up now, Dan, maybe the Earl of Tacony will do something significant for the fun we've had at the remote.
Summer in July or Christmas in July performance from Earl?
Yes, that's it. I think the most fun day for me, for you and the engineer, it was pretty stressful, was when we had a power outage.
Yeah.
And yet it rolled on through Mulligan.
Hooked it up to the car battery. You're live from a car battery that
day. From a car battery first, and nobody else in town was operational.
Yeah, we had all the mayors with us too.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking it's great you guys are with me.
They'd rush out, but no, they're just hanging
We're
with the
coming in, right? They're just sitting there, have another drink, Mayor. Not the mayor of Wildwood Crest, though. He still holds a grudge. I may have gone after him fairly hard.
Yeah.
All right, Patty in Ewing, New Jersey on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Patty.
Hey, Don, you should appreciate this. When people say Valentine's Day instead of
yes.
Valentine's Day, get it right.
Oh, that's right. I thought you were going to talk about, having to go out on a Tuesday night with married couples and all. No
How
way.
do you continue saying Valentine's Day when you go to a store and everywhere, every package at that time says Valentine's on it? Like, you've got to see the word spelt out, right?
I know. You
Scott Pressler called me Dan and Dom pushed together.
yeah.
So you know what I mean? Yeah, that is that is Dan. That mispronunciation. That's one of the top Philadelphia mispronunciations. Valentine's Day. Oh
yeah, that might be the time.
That's going to make it tough on the judges here, Patty. At the last, we had one in mind, Dan, but I got to say, that was a nugget. It really was.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is up there. I like Earl, who also had a late one with the Christmas decorations. But earlier in the show, you heard Robert Ben Salem say people allergic to Christmas trees are a big holiday pet peeve, kind of referencing yours truly.
Which one do you think wins?
A little personal bias towards Robert Ben Salem by, making me feel like crap because of how I make my family change up the Christmas trees and only artificial,
How many people are really artificial that have to go that way? All right, so
I think there's more artificial than real people at this point.
Yeah, I know.
We've discovered over
laziness in America. What can I say?
It's not laziness. It's
oh god,
sustainability.
Ray would never go for that.
Be green. Come
she
on.
would burn something down before we can have a. Yeah, I wouldn't for it either.
Well, you can count me as one of those artificial trees.
Thank you,
that's
Jim.
it. All
Thank
right,
you.
we got to decide though. The Zioli show's ready to roll.
Where are you going?
I kind of like the Valentines, but I like Robert.
I could go with either Robert or Patty. You make the choices. You're the namesake.
I like the Valentines.
All right, Patty Ewing goes in the hat.
Yeah, that was really at the 11th hour. Sorry, Robert. That was a great one, too. All right, we'll have a lot more tomorrow. Maybe the squatters' rights, too. We got to get into that. Rich Zioli, I've seen out here, ready to go for 4 big hours. Follow me on Twitter at DomShow1210, at DomShow1210. All that straight ahead on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Spring is approaching fast. It's time for you to get into shape and ready for the warmer weather. For over a decade, NJ Diet has helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then, NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. You are fully supervised the entire time to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations close by in King of Prussia.